gentlemen, as is a long tradition at Harding Stadium, everybody up for the kickoff.
Tyler with the kickoff. It's a low knuckleballer to number 13. Mr. Devon Shackelford. All right, so here we go, Coach. We got the defense coming out. Defense has played pretty well this year. They only gave up 254 yards last week versus a potent Jonathan Older offense, and in the second half against the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets, they gave up exactly 3 yards.
Yeah, that's quite impressive. That's a stout front. That's a stout defensive front we got here.
Oh, look at that. We got a little ref timeout there. It looked like Quave Night Train Booker has a little bit of a issue. So as
wardrobe malfunction, if you will.
Wardrobe malfunction this early. Holy cannolis. As he's coming out of the game, checking in for him is none other than Oakland Elementary Parsons. How about that?
See what you did there.
Yeah, a little Oakland Elementary throwback
little
to all the
West Side
Enders.
humor.
Remember that.
Yeah,
got to do that, Coach. Batted pass. That was batted at the line of scrimmage, I think, by maybe Kirkland Hawkins or maybe no, that was Dejon Smith. Okay, so right there at the line, Coach, we're getting our hands up. Get a tip pass.
Yeah, anytime you get that, corner was right there. Real chance to force a turnover there on the first play. Here.
Absolutely. Looks like Quave Night Train Booker is back in the game at what appears to be middle linebacker.
5 wide for Newark.
Little jet sweep play. Oh, looked like he had the corner there, but the Prexy snuffed that out. Looks like getting up from the tackle there is DeMonte Sweet Shoe Smith.
Your nicknames are on point already this season, Coach.
Well, you know, Coach, we had a scrimmage to practice, and should be noted during that scrimmage that Coach Keplinger was unable to announce that night because his boys soccer team were playing a game that night against the Vikings of River Valley. But fear not, folks, because Coach Keplinger and I are back for the season.
Makes it a 3rd and long here for Newark. Obvious passing down.
Oh! You know, listen, that was just a simple, fixable mistake by Devon Fraker. Devon Fraker came underneath, had good angle, but he just mistimed the ball. And really, you know, when you look at the first couple plays, they had nothing, and they got a long pass there on a mistake by that young man. And, you know, sometimes those things happen. DBs see those balls and like, oh, my God,
I think
pick.
I could see the whites of his eyes from right here, man.
Absolutely.
They were lighting up.
Well, and, you know, if there's anyone who's more upset about that play, it's not the coaches, it's Devon, because he's a good young man, and he works hard to make plays. But, you know, sometimes those things happen.
You know, and you can't, you know, those are, like you said, those are fixable mistakes. You got a kid trying to make a hustle play, trying to be a spark plug there, make something happen. You can't fault that.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can't fault the hustle of the young man. Just, you know, those are fixable mistakes.
No doubt. So
all right, so on first down, the Wildcats, little run there. We got a shotgun split backs here. Oh, and they pull a little razzle-dazzle there, maybe go on 2 when the Prexies were expecting to go on 1, and we give them a free 5-yard gift.
That's going to make that a 2nd and 1 for Newark here.
Yeah, that's going to make that 2nd and about a hair. Yep, 2nd and 1.
Penalty brings up 2nd and 1.
So first shot at the red zone here tonight for Newark.
Jake Morgan, sophomore quarterback, keeps it. There's a little breakdown there in the play. It looks like he went to hand it off, and I think that little breakdown and that little whatever happened there actually turned out to be positive.
Yeah, it looked like a little miscommunication between the quarterback and the running back there, but, you know, good job on that Newark front end there, making a hole, so even a broken play can be positive there. But
Absolutely.
It's going to be 1st and 10 here for Newark. Harding 14-yard line. Back to the split backs here for Newark. First ball's on the ground. Yep.
Quave Booker on the play.
I don't know if he's going to get caught.
And folks, number 5 has a good angle on him. Oh, and he face masks.
That's a stiff arm.
Ladies and gentlemen, Quave, Night Train Booker, takes the Funky all the way for a touchdown. And just like that, folks, the Prexies are on the board.
You know, and you never want to, hindsight's always 20/20, but looks like that Newark offense, right, a mistake before moving the ball modestly. Well, maybe trying to do a little too much there, 15 yards out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Coach, you are 100% right. You're 15 yards away from scoring a touchdown. You, in the last 2 or 3 plays, you have successfully moved the ball. You ran the ball pretty well a little bit. Sabe on green shoes, Tyler with the P-A-T. And folks, we could go to commercial right now, but I don't feel like it. I want to talk about that play we just saw there. So like you said, Coach, they tried to do a little double reverse there, and the old Fumblerooski got picked up by the Night Train, and I mean, Coach, I believe that was about an 85-yard rumble.
Yeah, he was, you know, anytime you got athletes like Quave Booker playing both ways and you give them that kind of open space, you know, that is a valiant hustle play from, I believe it was number 5, Kobe Thompson, on their side to chase him down. But that was some stiff arm from Quave.
Came over and had a beautiful, I mean, you couldn't coach a better pursuit angle than Kobe Thompson.
No doubt.
And Quave was just like, no soup for you, man.
No,
I mean,
sir.
he stiff-armed that dude into the Stone Age. Holy smokes, I can't believe that. That's probably one of the more impressive plays I've seen in a long time, Coach. That was fantastic.
No doubt, no doubt. And you have to pardon my excitement for the train noises there. I told Quave was talking to me. He's in my second period psychology class this year. And, you know,
train noises, huh?
Yeah, and he said, you know, I need a nickname like Cornbread. So I guess you've anointed the Night Train, and I'm just going to go ahead and make train puns and train noises. But
absolutely, we need to get one of those train whistles up here.
Yeah, let me see what I can do about that.
I wonder if Mr. Mullins could put those in there. So here we go. Savi's kicking off. His second kick runs a lot farther than his first kick.
Down to about the 5.
Number 22, and listen, folks, 22, like we talked about, I do believe 22 is their starting back. Davian Williams. I could be wrong, but I believe he is their starting running back, and he is, if he is their starting running back, he's the gentleman we talked about earlier. He's a couple hundred yards away from breaking Newark's rushing record. Now, listen, here's the thing, folks. Newark football has struggled a little bit here recently, but when you look historically at the Wildcats, they've been pretty impressive. So if this young man has a chance to break the all-time rushing record, then he's got to be a special young man.
I think your eyes don't deceive you, as
I'm
Williams
right, Coach.
Back in the backfield.
Well, heck, he's only a junior, Coach, and he could break the rushing record.
Quick
throw.
pass.
Oh! Listen, that was a great break on the ball by Noah Thompson. Noah Thompson is usually a very sure-footed open field tackler. That was a fantastic read and a fantastic break on the ball. Noah just took a little bit of a bad angle there, Coach.
Yeah, you know, Dante Woods, good job to make Cornbread miss there. So give credit where credit is due.
Absolutely. So here we go. Comes out. The Wildcats are in an empty set, so you got to believe there's going to be some kind of little screen. Oh, never mind. We got a little motion. Oh, quarterback keep. And right there on the tackle with the first contact is number 18.
That's Kirkland Hawkins.
Kirkland, the Hawk. Hawkins. Also cleaning up on that tackle is Drake, the Snake Fascione.
That nickname just makes itself right there.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Drake, the Snake Fascione. You know, last game I talked about Drake. Drake was my quarterback in like the 7th or 8th grade, and he actually took a quarterback sneak like 95 yards, man.
Unreal.
Oh! Number 24 gets the corner.
Woods.
That is Deontay Woods.
Gain of 13. First down Wildcats. Noah Thompson on the tackle.
Noah Cornbread Thompson comes over for the tackle there.
Lots of shotgun looks here from this Newark offense.
Oh, and we were there on the blitz. Quave just ran past it there. Looked like number 21 on the tackle there. Seth Laham Tyler on the tackle there. Checking out of the game is number 10, Cody Harris. And they're playing a little bit of defensive end.
2nd and 9 here for Newark.
2nd and 9.
Another shotgun look.
Shotgun doubles. We know right now, folks, they're just dinking and dunking us right now. Not doing anything real special in the tackle there, and the coverage is Devon Fraker. Well, you know, and the thing, Coach, that people got to realize is that these Wildcats may be 0-2, but Newark always has athletes.
Oh, sure.
They always have athletes.
Not lacking athleticism, and as you mentioned, you know, the unfortunate circumstances that their running back found themselves in last week. You know, as much as, you know, we let ourselves fall victim to the transitive property sometimes.
Absolutely.
Know, when athletes, when gamers come back, that's a whole different game. So.
Absolutely, and I do believe the starting running back, the one we're talking about, who could break the rushing record for them, is actually number 24, Deontay Woods. Right there on the tackle, coming off the edge, is Drake Fascione. And you know, that's a good play by that defensive end there. I mean, he got a down block. And that young man, he just closed down and shut it down and basically had a tackle him for a 1-yard loss there. That was a good discipline play by that young man, Drake Fascione.
No doubt. And we talked about, you know, one of our big points we made last year, that's just, you know, anytime you can stop them on first down and prevent any type of positive yards, you're really setting your defense up for success there.
Oh, absolutely, Coach. I mean, 2nd and 11 is a lot harder to plan for than 2nd and 4 or 5. Ooh, that's pretty good coverage right there.
No doubt.
That was pretty good coverage by Mr. the Freight Train Fraker.
You know,
night train and the Freight Train, Coach.
He's on Jaden Woods there, kid, who's listed at 6'4". And, you know, it seems like Newark's early plan is to attempt to pick on Mr. Fraker a little bit, and he's having none of that. So
well, and
great coverage there.
If you think about it, Fraker is, what we say, Fraker's 5'9", and that young man he's covering is how tall, Coach?
6'4" listed.
6'4" to 5'9". Coach, I'm 5'9". Okay?
I'm not.
And I know that 6'4" is a lot taller than 5'9".
No doubt, no doubt. It ain't the size of the dog in the fight.
Ooh. There we go. Coming up with the sack is the Night Train Booker. Is there anything this kid can't do? At this point in the game, Coach, we just got to give him a cape.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you.
You know, scooping scores. He's going to contribute on the offensive end. Obviously, that sack there, he laid the hammer down on that. So.
Well, and you know, Coach, you saw when you've watched the Prexi's offense, or I'm sorry, rather defense this season, usually in the first couple series, there's a little bit of bend, but never break. And as the game wears on, they tend to get a lot tougher. Comes Drake Fascione.
Quick punt.
Whoa, that was a bad punt. If they're going to punt like that all night, Coach, we could find ourselves in some very good field position.
No doubt. Looks like Harding taking over at their own 27, 28-yard line.
Absolutely. So it'll be interesting to see who they're going to march out here at quarterback, Coach. We're going to see Noah Cornbread Thompson, and we're going to see Mitchell Frederick Myers. Be interesting to see what look we see here, Coach. Are we going to go with, I'm going to call this look, I'm going to call this the heavy look. Look at that, folks. Mitchell Frederick Myers walking out there to do quarterback. play quarterback, and in the backfield we got Colin Hill and Quave, the night train Booker.
So Myers goes pitch to Booker, right
First pitch
side.
to Booker. Great block by Colin Hill.
Absolutely.
Holy smokes.
Great pick up there on Hill. Booker, you know, anytime you give Quave a chance to go up against a defensive back, you're going to find yourself on the positive end of that exchange.
And you know, Coach, it should be noted, okay? Here's the thing. Quave Booker's a great athlete. Colin Hill's a great athlete. Noah Thompson's a great athlete. But we had to find a way to get the ball into the hands of our athletes. And right now that's what you see happening with the Prexies going to a more traditional I backfield look with Quave, Night Train Booker running the ball. It's just like that, folks. I think somewhere, Coach Keplinger, Woody Hayes, and maybe even Harding's old coach, Tim Hinton, who is known for lining up in the I and grinding meat.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere, they're smiling.
It's reminiscent of the late 90s. That's no doubt. But
and look at that, folks. Just like that, we go for a little change, and Cornbread Thompson is back in the ball game. I like to see that, guys.
Yeah, and that's just, you know, it seems to be kind of the cyclical nature of football. It gets you put your emphasis on speed and space and spreading the ball, and it seems like somewhere along the way, you know, somebody figures out, hey, smash mouth's the way to go, and we're back in the I, and then you see a lot of power football, and then
smash mouth still works because the last time I checked, the Wisconsin Badgers are still kicking butt.
No doubt, no doubt.
Mitch Myers steps, throws, a little bit of a high throw. And just like, holy smokes. Coach, I don't know if that was the turf monster, which has been known to tackle some great athletes, or if that was number 22, Davian Williams. But the freight train, who stands at 5'9", 150 pounds, rumbles for a very, very long first down, and now we're in the red zone, Coach.
Oh, and good for him. You know, we saw Mr. Fraker make a play there on defense on that 6'4" receiver last series, and was rewarded with a touch there, and he makes everything of it. You know?
And look who's under center, Coach. My man Cornbread.
Cornbread Thompson.
Turns around, hands it to Colin Hill. Colin the Hammer Hill. I like what the Prexies are doing here, Coach, because I'm going to tell you what, Noah Thompson's in there, you got to prepare a lot different.
No
Mitchell
doubt.
Frederick Myers is in there, you got to prepare a lot different. I like what's happening here, Coach.
That's probably a look they haven't shown on film much.
Ever.
So,
ever.
No doubt, no doubt.
Colin Hill.
I'll tell you what.
Pushing the pile forward.
It takes about 6 or 7 Newark Wildcats there to bring down Mr. Hill. That's a strong runner right there.
That's a big boy, Coach. And I know his parents, Rachel and Jeff Hill, are proud of the young man he is. He's a fine young man, good student, good kid. I've known him since, I've known him for a very long time, Coach. I can't even remember when I met the kid. That's how long I've known him. He's just a great kid. Colin Quave in the eye. Mitchell Frederick Myers is under center. Takes the snap, turns around, hands to the night train. The night train bumps it outside. Tries to go a little bit wide.
I think he's there. Sure is.
Just like that. He scores them on offense. He scores them on defense. Choo-choo! There we go, the night train, baby. And just like that, the Prexies are up 13-0. Tell you what, Coach, I don't know if there's a better sound in the world than when the Prexies score a touchdown, fireworks go off, Savi Tyler kicks it through the uprights, the Harding High School band starts playing, the student section down there celebrating beach night, just down there excited. Down there excited. And it should be noted that these great shots in this game at this beautiful brand new turf is brought to you by Mr. John Mullins' Telecom class. one of the finest classes, not only in the county, but one of the finest classes in the state in the United States of America. We got some great students up here, and you know, just one of the great programs that Marion City Schools provides to our students. So here we go, folks. 2 minutes and 34 seconds left in the first quarter, and the Prexies are up 14-0 on the Wildcats of Newark. Savion Green choose Tyler, who is perfect on his PATs, takes his step, stares down the ball, and boots it deep.
Williams with a hold there. Decent return there, you know.
Absolutely.
Athletes the ball in space, and that's
well. And Devon Fraker, who we've called his name a lot tonight, who is on kickoff what you call the safety. He stays back and he does the job he's supposed to do. He didn't necessarily tackle him, but he kept the angle to where that young man couldn't take him to take it to the house and had no choice but to go out of bounds. So great play by Devon Fraker, but I'm going to bet you, Coach, that any more kickoffs we see the Prexies do, they're probably not going to go deep. They're not going to go to Williams. They're probably going to be squibs, which is probably why the first kick was exactly that.
Yeah, that just made it to the second line of blockers there on that first one. So good field position here for Newark.
Coming off the block is, I believe, none other than
7-18, 52-22. We got a host of presidents there.
C.J. McKinney on the tackle. And Drake the Snake Fascione.
Well done by that young man. Obviously had the opportunity to coach him in wrestling in bygone years. And let me tell you something about C.J. McKinney. That kid has a motor.
Boy,
there
he
is
does,
no
doesn't
stop,
he?
and there is no quit.
I'm telling you, and you know, you can't coach that. You either have it or
no
you
doubt,
don't.
No doubt.
That's why a kid like C.J. is going to be successful, Dagnabbit.
2nd and 11.
Oh!
Screen almost snuffed out there.
Almost snuffed out. Well, and you know, sometimes when you're a D lineman and you get that release
and it opens like that,
it takes you a second to go, oh, snap.
Oh.
That's a screen.
That might be intentional, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Listen, even the greatest defensive lineman in the world, from your Warren Saps to, you know,
Jason Taylor.
Jason
I'm going to throw
Taylor's.
a Miami Dolphin
Absolutely.
in there.
Absolutely. Deacon Jones, you know, doesn't matter. Even those guys don't get rushes that good. That's called a screen, folks. That's called a little trickeration, smoke screen, and mirrors.
3rd and 7 here for Newark.
Oh. Quave Booker gets a little too antsy.
Little overzealous there.
Little overzealous. Put on the brakes, Night Train.
The public service ads, they say it's hard to stop a train, right? So
it is hard to stop a train, so we can't fault the young man for that. Once again, we got some fantastic students up here helping film this game. We got Colby Carter and Whitney Starner up here giving you guys these great views that you're sitting at home watching right now.
Better known as Wheels.
Absolutely. Oh, coming off the block and making a good tackle there is Kirkland Hawkins. That was fantastic coming off the block there by Kirkland Hawkins. Unfortunately, when you've got 3rd and just a little bit, it doesn't take much to get a first down, especially when you're attacking the edges. It's like number 12, freshman Jake Sherman checks into the game. And, folks, if I'm not mistaken, that number 12, Jake Sherman, is a freshman and the starting quarterback for the Wildcats. Good edge blocking right there. Quave Booker comes out of nowhere and doesn't really tackle him, just kind of throws a crazy shoulder into him there. Holy smokes.
Decent 8-yard run there for Newark.
Well, and right now, I think Newark knows that there's no way they're gonna run up the gut on the Prexies. So right now they're trying to attack the edges. So the corner's got to press. They got to get in the face of these wide receivers, get off those blocks, and our DNs just got to stone it, Coach?
Yes, sir. 2nd and 2 for Newark here. Little play action.
Yeah, looks like they tried to throw a little post there.
Yeah, little skinny post maybe.
Yeah, I think so, Coach. I think so. I mean, it kind of looked like maybe the guy on the outside was running a quick slant and the guy on the inside was trying to run a post. Like there was going to be some kind of crossing route going
maybe a
on there.
Pick play that made famous by Clemson in that national championship game.
Well, hey, listen, if Clemson has to run pick plays to take out the evil empire known as Alabama, they can run pick plays all day.
Right, so be it.
Listen, God bless Nick Saban and the program he's got there, but I'm tired of seeing Alabama win it all.
So 3rd and 2 here for Newark.
So here we go. Quarterback keeps it. There we go. And a slew of Prexies.
I think they're
the
short.
The cabinet. We'll just, what?
Yeah, the presidential cabinet.
The presidential cabinet.
Your wordplay never ceases to amaze me, Coach Schneider.
Well, Coach, I read a lot of books.
Well,
most of them have pictures, but that's neither here nor there.
You know what? C-spot run.
Hey, Clifford the Big Red Dog, those are enthralling stories. And Coach, when you have two young kids like I do, you spend a lot of time reading those books.
Well, that was the next point I was going to make. We're not making fun of you here, Coach
No,
Schneider.
No, sir. I'm just doing the whole Let's Read 20 because you got to read to your kids every night.
Yes, sir.
Which the Literacy Collaborative is one of the very important pillars of the Marion City Schools. Throws it up.
4th and 8. The Newark Wildcats go for it on a pass that is going absolutely nowhere.
And ladies and gentlemen,
like that.
Listen, that was a fantastic return. I think they maybe got one first down, but the Prexies defense, wow.
And keep in mind, that's a penalty-aided first down. Right?
Yeah, that was a penalty-aided first down. Yeah, the night train came screaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help us support the following fundraisers during the 2017.
All right, folks, we got 7 seconds left. We're going to see the last play of the first quarter here, and after this play, we will most certainly take a break. But first, let's see what the Prexies are going to do. And the Prexies got to get this play off. They have exactly, and that's a 5-yard penalty. I don't know if they got caught up explaining things.
Yeah, but that's one of those, anytime a delay of game's getting called, it's up to the officials to look up at that clock, acknowledge the 0, and then throw it. So
absolutely,
it's really a breakdown there. But that's
absolutely.
So 1st and 15, just a little farther to go for
just a little farther. All right, so here we go, folks. 7 seconds. We're about to see the last play of the first quarter that has seen the Prexies put up 2 touchdowns.
A fullback give. Looks like, was that maybe Seth Tyler?
All right, folks, Seth Tyler with the run there.
Sure was.
We will take a short commercial break with a Marion Harding High School Telecom production.
At Marion City Schools, opportunity is the foundation of success.
It'd be great if money grew on trees. Unfortunately, it doesn't. But at Harding High School, our guidance counselors are here to help students find the money needed for college. In fact, our students typically qualify for merit-based scholarships, athletic awards, or even general awards based on financial need. No, money doesn't grow on trees, but at Marion City Schools, we can help you plant the seeds of success by guiding you towards a wealth of scholarship money. At Marion City Schools, your future begins today.
And just like that, folks, we are back out on the field. We have a check being presented by Coach. I wish I knew who was presenting that check right now. I'm kind of.
Yeah, we got both bands playing, so
yeah,
it's hard to hear the
playing.
public address
yeah,
here.
So I can't hear the public address. I think Buckeye Express. Oh, okay, Coach. I remember now. There was that if you went and got your car washed by Buckeye Express Car Wash, they were going to donate money to the Marion Harding High School Athletic Booster Club. So what you see right now is the Buckeye Express Car Wash, which is a fantastic car wash if you haven't been there, folks. I went through the Buckeye Car Wash, and I don't think my car has ever sparkled any better. And if you're wondering where it is, it's right next to Tim Hortons, Coach.
Oh, there you go.
Right next to Tim Hortons. So thank you, Buckeye Express Car Wash. Thank you for caring about Marion. Thank you for caring about Marion Harding High School athletics. And thank you for giving back, folks. And once again, if you're out there and you want your car washed, please go to Buckeye Express Car Wash. They're fantastic people who run a fantastic business.
So start of the second quarter is going to see a 2nd and 12 on our 19.
Oh, a little bootleg to Mr. Colin Hill. Kirkland with the block. Oh, Colin, you got to go off that block. Okay, that's okay. Kirkland was out there to make the block. Colin Hill. And I'm going to tell you what, Coach, that is a play as old as time itself. That's just a good old-fashioned bootleg. You make them think you're running one way. Quarterback keeps the ball, pivots the other way, and rolls the other way. And there you go, just like that.
Just like that, first down, Marion Harding.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, I know Colin remembers that play because when he was in middle school, we ran that play about every 3 plays. And that kid in the open field with the ball, he's tough to tackle.
Right on.
With the carry is,
Davion Sims.
Davion, the Junkyard Sims.
Brought down by Samuel Madden.
That's clever on so many levels.
Well, you know, if you're a Maronite watching this game, you get it. The Junkyard Sims.
No doubt.
The Junkyard Sims.
So
look at that, Cornbread back in the game.
4 yards there for Sims.
Cornbread hands it off to Mr. Sims, who gets maybe a yard or 2 tough sledding. You know, folks, and it should be noted that not only does Cornbread play quarterback, but the kid is also a fantastic free safety. In fact, Coach, he's probably one of the better free safeties I've seen run the alley at Marion Harding High School in a long time.
Yeah, I would say, you know, we're put them up there with some pretty elite company. So
absolutely. Well, I know there's a certain man coaching the Prexies right now by the name of John Brady, who was a pretty daggum good free safety back in the day. Nose throws a little off base there. Looks like maybe there was a little miscommunication there. So the Prexies offense, which, believe it or not, has only had 2 drives, one of which ended in a touchdown, and now they're punting the ball. So going back to punt is Colin the Hammer Hill. So this kid punts, this kid runs the ball, this kid catches the football, and he's also a 3 technique on the defensive line.
Doing it all.
He can do it all, my man. Good snap. Good punt.
Good punt.
And that takes
very
a
nice Harding bounce.
Beautiful Prexy bounce.
And that's a punt inside the 20.
Is the Freight Train and Sweet Shoe Smith. All right, so the defense trots back onto the field. Tell you what, that's a pretty good punt by Colin Hill.
Yeah, no doubt, no
Holy
doubt.
Smokes.
That was going to be a nice net regardless, and the fact that took a nice bounce and ran another 10, 15 yards. Certainly
the great thing about watching that bounce on the field.
Go on.
Ain't that turf beautiful?
It is.
Oh, I'm telling you. Folks, I tell you what, I played on this field when I was in high school, and I almost get a tear in my eye when I look down at that field. It's just something special, folks. I can try to articulate it, but I can't.
Having said that, if you're not here tonight, if you have a chance to come see a home game and come see the field, we would invite you to come on out.
Absolutely, and if for whatever reason
long.
you can't come out and watch the games, hey, folks, you can always listen to Coach Kepler and I crack corny jokes and just talk about how great these young men are for the red and black. All right. On the defensive line, we got to start calling some of these kids' names. C.J. McKinney is out there once again. I think Justin Bentley, the starter, has a little bit of a tweaked, I want to say, Achilles maybe. Oh, holy smokes! Off his fingertips. Woo! Was that the freight train?
That's far side of the field. I can't.
Oh, Coach. That is number 11. That is Dejon the Bomb Smith.
3rd and 7.
I believe he is the brother of DeMonte Sweet Shoes Smith. How about that, Coach? 2 brothers out there playing. They're playing on the same side of the field. I mean, that's special right there. I got to play football with my brother like 1 year. That's when we were in midget football way back in the day.
Oh, right on, right on.
Little swing pass there that the Wildcats are able to turn up field and get enough for the first down. Checking out of the game is Mr. C.J. McKinney, and checking in the game is number 41, Oakland Elementary Parsons.
You know, I'm old enough. I went to Oakland Elementary.
You did go to Oakland Elementary,
I did.
Coach. How about
I'll tell
that?
you what.
I always laughed that Oakland Elementary was built in 1911, Coach. There was still a czar in Russia.
How about that?
When I went there in 1986 as a kindergartner, it was 75 years old. Woo. Yes, sir.
You know, and
hey, guess who made the tackle?
If my memory,
Oakland Elementary did. How about that?
If my memory doesn't serve me wrong, the Chicago Cubs did not win a World Series in the history of Oakland Elementary School.
They did not, and you know what? As a Reds fan, that makes me feel good.
Yeah, you know, we have to have something there. So,
because not a fan of the Cubs, but hey, good for the Cubs. If the Cubs can win it, then it's got to give us Browns fans hope. Handoff. Oh, and with a tackle in the backfield is, I believe, the Hawk. Hawkins. Nope, check that. Mr. Brett McCreary, our PA announcer, says Quave Booker. 3rd and 6 for the Wildcats. You got to believe right now they haven't had much luck running the ball. Maybe you're going to see a swing pass here. Maybe you're going to see a screen. Or possibly maybe you're going to see a little bit of that jet sweep that has worked a little bit well for them.
A little play action there.
Oh!
Makes
And
a man miss.
we were right there, folks, but we whiffed. Not only did we whiff on the sack, but we also whiffed on the initial tackle. So really right now, folks, you know, it's not really what Newark's doing. It's just little tiny miscues by the Prexies defensively at this point. You know, and listen, we just got to break down and we got to make tackles, and these are all mistakes that we can fix.
Sure, and Levi McKee, number 1 there, who made that catch, listed as a 6'1", 220-pound wide receiver. That's not somebody you're going to arm tackle.
No, 6'1", 220 pounds. Like we said, Newark has some kids. They've got some athletes. They really do. That is pursuit, folks. That is pursuit.
No doubt.
Holy smokes, that is pursuit. And I think I just saw somebody got their clock cleaned, and I know Coach Brady is not happy. Folks, that's pursuit right there. Drake the Snake Fascione and Seth Laham Tyler on the tackle. So here we go, Coach, 2nd and Waldo. You think they can get themselves a bologna sandwich here and get enough for a first down? I don't know. Here we go. We got 3 wide receivers on one side. We got 1 on the other. We got a shotgun. Quarterback drops back. He looks. Not much pressure right now.
He's got a man open.
We got a man wide open. He slipped behind the coverage, folks.
That's
Slipped behind the coverage. Well, and you know, more than anything right there, kid just had too much time to throw it.
Sure.
You know, and because he had all that time to throw it, the coverage broke down.
Good job there to go through his progression. Through that, you know, that first part of the play, he was staring down the receiver on the short side of the field.
Absolutely.
But, you know, good vision there to find
So here we go for
the
the
open
first
slot.
time tonight. The Wildcats are truly in the red zone. And here we go. The Precs are going to take a timeout. During this timeout, we will take a short commercial break with the Marion Harding High School Telecom production.
Haven't you heard about the new state law on yard waste bags?
No, I guess not.
Well, if yard waste is set out by the curb for pickup, state law requires residents to use a compostable bag, like me, or a large paper bag, or a hauler-provided cart. Plastic bags like you are now banned from curbside pickup. This is the other new bag in the neighborhood.
Hi guys, what's shaking?
Hey there, welcome.
You know, I love the club. It's the reason I'm here. It's taught me so many lessons, and I can talk about it in a positive way and an honest way for the rest of my life. You know, in a community or in a town, your role models are the people that you deal with, that are in your face, that you talk to, that you can ask questions to.
All right, folks, we want to thank Denzel Washington for that message. We are back here with the Newark Wildcats running the ball, and almost gets in the end zone, not quite. Wildcats are threatening.
Woods just to the goal line there.
Just to the goal line. Looks like Cornbread Thompson on the tackle there. Checking in is CJ McKinney. I got to come up with a nickname for CJ, Coach.
We'll work on that one.
We'll work on that one. Ma and Pa McKinney, we'll work on that one. All right, so here we go, folks. The Wildcats are on the goal line. Looks like we're going to get a steady dose of running the ball. Bad snap. And, wow, that was a really bad snap.
Yeah, that
thank goodness
disastrous there.
The young freshman there has cat-like reflexes, was able to get his arm up there and catch that thing, because that could have been disastrous for the Wildcats of Newark. Should be noted that we got some more great Telecom students up here. Hope Meddings is on the camera up here. Wildcats trying to take it in. The Prexy stiffen up. And folks,
no call yet. No call yet.
No dice. No sign, no dice.
So this is a precarious situation.
This is a very precarious situation.
You've been stuck at the goal line 3 times, 4th and 1. You know, your kicker, or excuse me, your punter had a 9-yard net punt. And you are in some need of points here. So
absolutely, Coach. And, you know, they're in need of, I don't think they want 3, Coach. They want 7.
No doubt.
Back there we got number 24, the great running back for him. Quarterback tries to sneak it in again. And no!
Oh, I think on that second effort they did.
It was that second effort. That was a great push. You saw that pile move and pulsate. And the young freshman quarterback for the Newark Wildcats, number 12, Mr. Jake Sherman, who we have been notified is the son of Kim and Brian Sherman.
And that's just, you know, good second effort there, good push.
Good play.
Kind of one of those things made famous, if you remember that Notre Dame USC game.
The Bush push.
The Bush push, Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart there. So.
Prexy's a little bit offsides there. The freight train Frager comes off a little too quick. So they will move the ball half the distance to the goal, which is about another yard. And Newark's probably going to stick with going for the PAT here. All right. Coach Brady not happy. So here we go, line up for the PAT again. Coming off the edge. The freight train still almost gets it. He was still almost there. Tell you what, he lays out a little bit more. He's got that. All right, folks, so it is now 14-7. The Wildcats put together, I don't want to sit here and say that was a good drive, Coach. I mean, yeah, it was, because they went a while. They did. They went 70 yards, so anytime you go 70 yards, that's a good drive. But to me, it wasn't so much what Newark did, it's what we didn't do. And really kind of the nail in the coffin of that drive was, you know, that the play that quarterback just threw that long bomb. I mean, he had forever back there. We didn't get a lot of pressure on him, and because of that, the coverage broke down.
But we're sitting nicely, obviously, with Newark winning that toss and receiving the ball first. We're in a position here, 5 minutes left on the clock to get the ball moving and getting the ball back in the second half. So.
Absolutely, and back deep we got DeMonte Sweet Shoe Smith and Devon the Fraker Freight Train. So it'll be interesting to see what these gentlemen can do with the ball in their hands in the open fields.
Goes to the up back there.
Goes up back, Quave Booker, and
he's got blocks. He's got blocks.
He's got the edge.
Cuts back to the middle.
Jeez, Pete's coach. Once again, give that young man a cape. And unfortunately, folks, it looks like we got a Wildcat down on the field. We never want to see that, so it's okay to get excited here about what the Prexies just did, but we got a young man laying on the field for the Wildcats that is hurt right now, and we never want to see that happen. Our wonderful trainer, Tim Brown, is out there tending to him as we speak. The young man is laying there writhing in pain, folks, so we hope everything's okay. While the refs deal with this injury, we will take a commercial break here with the Marion Harding High School Telecom production.
Studies show that music education enhances core curriculum, promotes social dynamics, and encourages community involvement. At Marion City Schools, opportunity is the foundation of success.
It'd be great if money grew on trees. Unfortunately, it doesn't. But at Harding High School, our guidance counselors are here to help students find the money needed for college. In fact, our students typically qualify for merit-based scholarships, athletic awards, or even general awards based on financial need. No, money doesn't grow on trees, but at Marion City Schools, we can help you plant the seeds of success by guiding you towards a wealth of scholarship money. At Marion City Schools, your future begins today.
Hey folks, we're back, and they've got this this young man turned over on his back. Looks like they're stabilizing his head. And you know, in a situation like this, folks, the most important thing is that this young man is safe and that we get him the best care that we possibly can. Coach, it looks like it's number 9, Louis Cook, a 6'2" sophomore who is listed as a 6'2", 170-pound wide receiver and strong safety. So Prexi's taking a knee on the field. Trainers are out there talking to him. And, you know, folks, you never want to see anything like this. And I know those of you folks who are watching him on TV, the young man isn't moving, but I can assure you before they moved him over onto his back, he was moving his feet, he was moving his arms. And more than anything right now, Coach, a lot of what they're doing to keep this young man mobilized is it's precautionary,
sure,
you know?
Sure.
It's precautionary. Coach Brady and Coach Slater talking to the troops, kind of pulling them back over there. Coach Slater is talking to Cornbread Thompson. Coach Brady walks over, is talking to him as well. And you know, folks, while we're here, you know, we gotta spend some time talking about the wonderful coaching staff that Coach Brady has put together. You got a young fiery guy like Coach Slater. You got a young fiery guy like Coach Wessler. You got Coach Brady's brother, Chris Brady. You got young Bob Stone, who I believe was your high school best friend.
Yeah.
Childhood best friend. He was also your roommate in college.
College roommate.
Something tells me you two being roommates in college, hilarity would ensue.
It was almost a sitcom. There are countless stories that I look back on that just make me laugh there. So.
And it should be noted, not to cut you off, Coach, but
no,
I wanted to
good.
bring up the fact that walking out onto the field to check on this young man's status. The lady you see there in the red hoodie with the white hood on it, that is Dr. Heather Collenber, who has a practice here in Marion, Ohio. She's a wonderful doctor. She's a huge Harding supporter. She comes to all the games, and you know, sitting in the stands, you see a young man down there on the field, you can never take your doctor's hat off. So she's out there right now, confirmed with our trainer, Tim Brown, who should be noted is also an Ohio Health employee, as is Dr. Collenber. And you know, folks, if you're watching this, just know that that young man is in good hands. Newark has a fine staff of trainers. Our trainers are also Ohio Health employees. You know, we always have doctors at the game. Like we said, Dr. Collimber is down there, and they're checking on this young man to see if he's okay. But that being said, Coach,
City schools take pride in our music department with nationally recognized marching band, show choir, orchestra, jazz band, multiple choirs and ensembles, as well as advanced placement music theory. The Marion City schools offer a wide variety of opportunities for students to showcase their musical talents. Numerous studies show that music education enhances core curriculum, promotes social dynamics, and encourages community involvement. At Marion City schools, opportunity is the foundation of success.
And folks, we are back here, and it should be noted that once again, the young man on the field, he is moving. He is moving. Louis Cook, 6'2 sophomore, is moving. So what you're seeing a lot of right now is it's precautionary. You know, anytime you have anything that you believe may be a neck injury, anything you may believe is a head injury, you know, you definitely want to stabilize the guy. And Coach Keblinger, I can tell you what this young man's going through right now, I can relate to. When I was in college, I played defensive line in college. I was playing for Banner University, and gosh, Coach, I can't remember who we were playing that day, but the quarterback rolled out, and I actually got in the backfield. I was chasing after him, and before I knew what happened, out of nowhere, I just got ear-holed by this big offensive lineman. I mean, I got knocked. I mean, I was playing in Urbana. I got knocked in Piqua all the way back to Urbana. I mean, I got hit. I was laying on the ground, half foggy, and before I know it, they got me rolled over. They're cutting off my face mask. They're putting me on a board, and they're putting me in an ambulance. So I've been there, Coach. I know what this kid's going through.
That I can be great.
What if every child had the same opportunity? The opportunity to develop the essential life skills and characteristics students need to thrive in the 21st century. The Leader in Me process provides the teacher experience and classroom implementation tools to put your school on the path to greatness. As you integrate timeless principles into your school's core curriculum and language, you will build student self-confidence, reduce discipline referrals, and increase academic achievement. Find out more at theleaderinme.org.
And folks, we are back, and in a classy gesture by the Wildcats, the Prexies, and the home and the away crowd, this young man gets a standing ovation as he is put in the back of the ambulance. Once again, folks, going into the back of the ambulance is young number 9, Louis Cook. And once again, folks, like I have mentioned before and I will mention again, and I know I'm repeating myself here, but I want folks at home who are watching this to know that the young man is moving. He is awake. He is alert. And right now he's hurt and he's injured. There's obviously something wrong with his neck. And precautionary, they're going to take him in, they're going to x-ray him, and I'm going to tell you what, folks, he's going to get fantastic care at Marion General Hospital, which is an Ohio Health facility. Once again, if you're watching this game, you can see the Ohio Health symbols on the field. They gave a lot to this turf, but, folks, they also give a lot back to the community. Gentlemen like Chris Truax, who is head of Ohio Health here in Marion, is a fantastic guy, cares a lot about this town, cares a lot about this city. You see Dr. Heather Collimber out there, who's an Ohio Health employee. You see Tim Brown, our trainer, who's an Ohio Health employee. So Ohio Health has a great, fantastic relationship with Marion City Schools and the city of Marion, and I can assure you, folks, that this young man, Louis Cook, is going to get fantastic care. And once again, he was moving, he was awake, and he was alert, and we wish him and his family the best, and we definitely send our prayers to them. So as the ambulance pulls away and off the field, we folks are going to allow the players to go back and warm up, Coach, because they've been docile for a while. Look at that, folks. Coach Kepler and I have culture. Not only do we have culture, here we go. Cornbread back at quarterback. The game is back on. Oh, never mind. That was, that's an incomplete pass.
That's a
incomplete pass. And, folks, that was not Cornbread at quarterback. That was Mitchell, Frederick Roberts. And tell you what, Mitch, little young, still maybe got a little rust there, throws it behind, I believe, Freight Train there. That was almost a dangerous play. But even if Freight Train would have caught that, it would have been a loss.
Sure.
Because Newark snuffed that out. So really, Mitch threw it behind him, but it turned out to be a pretty good play. Tosses the ball to number 3.
Pitch, I believe that is
Davion Sims, the junkyard.
That third and long here.
Little tough sledding there by the junkyard.
Well, it's a slow start, but the show must go on depending on your age. That's either a Freddie Mercury or a Lupe Fiasco.
Coach, I don't even know who Lupe Fiasco is. I'm just going to show my age right there.
That's okay.
I have no idea who that is. But that's okay. I'm sure some of these youngsters up here filming this game know exactly who Lupe Fiasco is. They're like, Coach Schneider, how do you not know that? All right, Miss Meddings over here is telling me that she's not a fan of Lupe Fiasco.
Oh, okay.
Prexy's call a timeout, so they do not get a delay of game penalty. Well, and, Coach, we talked about the most important play when you're on offense is that first down play. And the Prexys had a little miscue there. Well, actually, the Wildcats sniffed it out, quite frankly. But it was good defense. But we get nothing on first down. And then on second down, we get 2 yards. So now 3rd and 8, the call becomes a little bit harder. Now, if I'm Newark right now, I'm thinking the Prexys are going to try to pass the ball.
Right.
But you know what might work, Coach, and I'm just thinking out loud here. And once again, I was never known for my offensive coaching prowess. I'm thinking a little play action here, Coach.
Okay.
Because we have run the ball very well. So maybe you get Colin, you get Quave back there, which it looks like they're both on the field. You do a little fake to Colin, or a little maybe fake to Quave, and you do a little bit of that bootleg. Maybe you fake that you're running left and you boot out to the right and you hit them out in the flats. We'll see here, folks. See if I'm right with my call here.
That's a handle.
And the night train gets it. And holy smokes. Folks, I tell you what, I haven't seen moves like that since James Brown. Can you believe what the night train did there?
How about
Coach, he did a little jump stop.
Oh, he did.
I mean,
a little shimmy, shake.
I don't know if Coach Warstall's watching, but that looks like a little basketball jump step.
He'd be proud of
that.
that.
I don't even know basketball. But holy smokes.
I'm not going to be much more help on a basketball terminology there. But just like that, first down, Marion Harding.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Coach, whoever's going to watch this film later on is going to be like, holy smokes, we got a plan for that kid.
Hey, there's your bootleg.
Keep it, young man. Keep it, young man.
Makes a man miss.
Well, and listen, that's what Noah Thompson gives us that Mitchell Frederick Myers doesn't. Listen, Mitch looks like a quarterback. Mitch throws a good ball, and Mitch is a good quarterback. That's why Mitch is in the game. But Noah Thompson brings that element of where dangerous things can happen when he has a ball in his hand because he's just a little more shiftier than what Mitch is.
Kind of reminiscent of that Joe Germain, Stanley Jackson.
Yeah, absolutely.
90s Ohio State.
And that worked out pretty well. I mean, the Buckeyes won a whole heck of a lot of games and also got themselves a Rose Bowl victory.
Should have been a national championship. I just remember coming home from trick-or-treating to the Michigan State loss. And,
oh, my gosh. Listen, Coach.
Ooh.
I was in high school.
Okay.
And I was working that day at Godfather's Pizza. And this is back before the days where everyone had text message, Twitter, Instagram, before we knew everything was going on. One of the drivers who's delivering pizzas came in and said, hey, listen, man, the Buckeyes might lose. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I was supposed to be working, but I clocked out and went and sat in my car and listened to the end of the ball game. Probably should have got fired, but I didn't.
We were all kids once.
Little push there. Does the Hammer Hill get it? Based upon the ref I'm looking at right now, Coach, I think
it looks like it.
We might got it. Oh, and just like that, folks, first down. Ball on the 20-yard line. I believe if this was an NFL game, they'd say the Prexies are now in the Heinz red zone. But Heinz isn't giving us any money.
No.
And I like Heinz ketchup, but I don't like the Steelers, and I don't like Heinz Field.
No, I'm a Dolphins fan, and so they
bumped
us from the playoffs.
Long-suffering Browns fan.
know.
Night Train on the toss.
Gets another great block.
Oh,
by
and
Hill.
my goodness, that was a great shoestring tackle by number 50. Well, number 56, but I don't see a 56.
He is not listed in our
He is
program.
not listed. I have no idea who number 56 is.
We're gonna make him a name. That's Chet Westerfield on the tackle.
Chet Westerfield. I love that. Gosh dog it, Coach. I love it. Should be noted on the line for the Prexies, we got Hayden Silky Hamilton at center. Number 55, we got Isaiah the Muscle Russell. And we'll get back to naming the rest of them here in a couple seconds.
Ball's on the
Ball's
ground.
on the ground.
And that's a Newark football.
That is a Newark football. All right, so with a minute 42 left, the Wildcats have the ball deep in Prexy territory. So, Coach, we turn over the ball deep in our territory, which is a no-no. But if there's one plus that we get from this, Prexies, or rather the Wildcats, have a long way to go.
Yep, no doubt.
But you got to believe they had success throwing the ball before, so you got to believe they're going to go back to that. It's important for the Prexies to make a stand here, though, because the Prexies do get the ball at halftime, Coach Keplinger.
All three timeouts for Newark.
All three timeouts for Newark. Coming off the block there to run him out of bounds is DeMonte Sweet Shoe Smith. And remember, every time the ball goes out of bounds, the clock stops. So a minute 37 seems like a short amount of time, but when you have three timeouts, the clock is stopped. Lots of things can happen in what is essentially 97 seconds, Coach Keplinger.
Sure, and that's, real heads-up play by Woods. He shedded that first tackle and made sure he was out of bounds. I'm assuming by design there. So
well,
heads-up
there's a reason why that kid has a chance to become Newark's lead rusher very soon here.
Newark looking to pass, going long ball.
And
number
Devon
13
Fraker getting caught looking in the backfield there. If that ball would have been a little more on point, we might be looking at a different score here. Coach Slater running down, giving him an earful right now.
That's good closing speed by Coach Slate there.
I'm telling you. Listen, Coach
30 yards fast.
Coach Slater was a good athlete in high school, and he was a good athlete in college. It should be noted that Coach Slater played at my alma mater, Urbana University. So him and I are both Blue Knights.
There you go.
Coach Wessler started his career there, but then transferred to Chowan University, where he had a fantastic career and was runner-up for the Division II Heisman as a gunslinger for the Falcons of Chowan. Newark calls a timeout.
Burn one of those three timeouts.
And here's the thing you got to realize. Newark's got 3rd and 5. Newark doesn't get a first down here. They most certainly have to punt, which would give the Prexies the ball back with 2 timeouts left in a minute 30. And the one time we saw Newark punt,
that was a net 9-yard, I think.
it was ugly. It was ugly. So Newark's got to call a timeout here. They got to get together. They got to talk about what they want to do. Coach Slater's in there basically telling them everything, saying, hey, listen, watch the screen, watch reverses, stay deep. Because, you got to believe Newark may try to take a shot here, Coach.
Certified will donate 1 cent per gallon to the Harding Athletic Booster Club. Look for the red and black Prexy Pride pump. That's at the certified gas station on Center Street in Marion.
All right, so here we go. After the quick huddle, drawing up some plays in the dirt, the Newark Wildcats come back out on the field. Looks like we have trips up top and a single receiver down low with Mr. Woods in the backfield with the freshman quarterback.
Good hands by Shackelford there to make that catch.
Well, I'm gonna tell you that was a pretty good break on the ball by Freight Train Fraker.
No doubt.
Well, and really, listen, that kid's got height on Freight Train, so he leapt up and got the ball, but Freight Train was right there, and that was a great play by Devon. Wildcats come out in the same set. The clock is running, folks.
Wheels left, makes a man miss. Makes 2, 3 miss, loses the ball.
And the Prexies have the ball. And folks, I don't think Coach Brady has jumped that high since he could slam dunk a basketball when he was a senior in high school. Coach Brady's got to watch himself. He's not getting any younger jumping up and down like that.
No doubt, no doubt.
Well, and Coach, it should be noted, one of the great things about coaching, one of the fantastic things about coaching is daggone it keeps you young. It keeps you young, And honestly, Coach, teaching keeps you young, You hang out with kids every day, and, they're not a better job in the world than education, whether it's teaching, coaching, or principal. And
we may be a little biased, but hey, that's all right.
We're a lot biased, Coach, but that's okay. That's okay.
That's what I've always said, man. People have to go to work. We get to go to school.
You're right.
I mean,
you can't go wrong with that. Oh!
Little trickeration.
That the Wildcats snuffed out. Wildcats snuffed out.
You trade less than a minute left in the half. You trade turnovers on the right side of the field there. Why not take a shot?
Well, and I'm okay with that.
Sure.
Why not? Now, granted, if you run a trick play and you take that shot, and maybe you have a turnover, then we're like, why'd you call that?
Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah.
Sure.
But then again, that's why we're up here and they're down there.
Because 2nd and 10 for the Presidents. Cornbread rolls right.
Gets snuffed from behind. Oh, number 5. Holy smokes. Kobe Thompson. He laid the wood on, I believe, Dejan, but he pops up. He's like, I'm cool. Maybe that was Dejan. I don't know, Coach. If I can't see it that side of the field, Coach, I mean, maybe I got to start worrying about getting glasses.
No, we're going to blame a glare.
Yeah, there is a glare. I mean, I'm already losing my hair, Coach. I don't need to lose my eyesight. So here we go. The Prexies get out of bounds. So there are 53 ticks left on the clock.
3rd and 5
Prexies have
here.
2 timeouts. So seems like not a lot of time left, but actually there's plenty of time in the world here for good things to happen.
Cornbread goes play action. Pump fakes, makes a man miss.
Turn it upfield, young man.
He's going to keep this himself. Dodges 2. Third guy finally gets it, but you know what? That's enough for a first down.
And once again, Coach, that's what Noah brings to the table that Mitchell Frederick Myers doesn't. And Mitch, folks, he's a great quarterback. That's why he is out there. But Noah can make things happen. And here we go, folks. The Prexies call a timeout, and why they take this timeout. We're going to take a short commercial break with Marion Hardy High School Telecom production.
Talk to that you can ask questions to, not necessarily some basketball player or actor on screen. Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
The Marion City Schools promote the arts through a variety of media. From drawing, painting, and photography to sculpture, ceramics, and computer graphics, the Marion City Schools Art Department provides a wide variety of outlets to promote students' creative growth and education. At Marion City Schools, we believe that art education promotes interest and understanding in all aspects of student learning. Students of Marion City Schools have been featured in local, state, and national art exhibits. Marion City Schools, the art of education.
The Marion City Schools take pride in our music department with nationally recognized marching band, show choir.
All right, folks, and we are back. 42 ticks left in the half. The Prexies are threatening after forcing a turnover after the Wildcats got a turnover from them. Noah Thompson swings the ball out.
Swings to Dejan,
and he gets out of bounds. That's a smart play by that young man. Smart play. And, Coach, it should be noted that it may be cold outside, but the student section decided it was going to be beach night tonight.
Right.
And descending up into the press box up here is a bunch of kids who are also telecomers student section. Look like a bunch of beach bums over here, but they're fantastically down there cheering. Great kids here at Marion Harding High School.
I guess it could be appropriate, too, right? There are beaches in Iceland.
Absolutely,
I'd
there
imagine.
are. Oh, and hawked down from behind. Number 22. Holy smokes. Noah didn't see that one coming, folks. Davion Williams came screaming down. So, listen, here's the Prexy's got a shot at the end zone. If they don't get it, you got to believe they're going to let Sweet Shoes try to, or rather Green Shoes try to.
Sims gets a swing. He's not going to get out of bounds, and that's going to
just
be
like
the
that,
end
folks. It's halftime.
of the first
14-7.
half.
Prexy's have the lead on the Wildcats from Newark. We'll be back after halftime, folks, with a Marion Harding High School Telecom production.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Haven't seen you around before. Are you new in the neighborhood?
Yeah. Haven't you heard about the new state law on yard waste bags?
No, I guess not.
Well, if yard waste is set out by the curb for pickup, state law requires residents to use a compostable bag, like me, or a large paper bag, or a hauler-provided cart. Plastic bags like you are now banned from curbside pickup. This is the other new bag in the neighborhood.
Hi guys, what's shaking?
Hey there, welcome.
You know, I love the club. It's the reason I'm here. It's taught me so many lessons, and I can talk about it in a positive way and an honest way for the rest of my life. You know, in a community or in a town, your role models are the people that you deal with, that are in your face, that you talk to, that you can ask questions to, not necessarily some basketball player or actor on screen. Boys and girls clubs, great futures start here.
And just like that, folks, we are back here at Marion Harding High School Stadium, where earlier tonight we christened this beautiful turf a beautiful fall-like night, even though fall doesn't officially begin until the 22nd of September. Coach, I think it's already here.
It feels like it.
It feels like fall.
What started as fall's kind of gotten downright cold, but maybe I'm just not acclimated yet. So
okay, folks, so if you're just joining us, the Prexys are up 14-7 thanks to a pair of Quave Booker touchdowns. One on offense, and that's a live ball.
Seth Tyler has some trouble recovering that, and that's
Seth Tyler has trouble recovering that ball, and it is the Newark Wildcats football.
Garrett Cashner's kick. Recovered by number 20, Dustin Williams.
So just like that, the second half starts off in favor of the Newark Wildcats. It's up to the defense here to make sure they make a stand and rectify this mistake to start the second half. Well, and you know, Coach, that's one of the dangerous things about kickoffs. That is most certainly a live ball.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Kind of stuck in no man's land too. There's no out of bounds to help you there.
Double reverse,
and they fumble again on the double reverse.
And again, the Prexys get the ball, and we keep trading turnovers, but nonetheless, the Prexys continue to win the turnover battle, and that is twice tonight, Coach. Twice tonight that the Newark Wildcats have tried to run that silly double reverse, and both times it has come up with them coughing up the football.
Yeah, no doubt. That's something probably not going to find in the playbook come next install, I'm sure.
No. You know, and that's one of those plays that if it's executed properly is a good play, but the Prexys were having none of that. We got a great rush off the edge there. Looked like maybe I had a hard time figuring out who made that, but it looked like maybe Quave was in on that play. Looks like Noah Thompson is back at quarterback. Little inside handoff to Dejan. check that, Davion Sims. Number 56, who is not on the roster. What did we?
I think we named him Chet Westerfield.
Chet Westerfield on the tackle there because we don't know who he is. Also on the offensive line for the Prexies is Kyle Teft and Zach Keller.
Another inside handoff there.
Booker, the ball carrier. Brought down by King Jr. Number 1, 3rd and 6.
Number 56, Chet Westerfield again in on the tackle. 3rd and 6 for the Prexies. Number 21 checks into the game for the Prexies, Seth Tyler. Number 4, Noah Thompson checks out, so you got to believe that Mitchell. Actually, no, Noah doesn't check out. Mitchell Frederick Roberts. Or I'm sorry. How did I say that? I am so sorry.
Nothing going there.
How did I get Mitch's last name wrong, Coach?
Well, you know, when you're dealing with as many nicknames as we've created for ourselves, it's bound to happen.
Absolutely, and just like that, the Prexies find nothing, and Colin Hill drops back to punt the football.
And Scott Cannon. Back to punt for the Prexies, Colin Hill.
Back deep for the Wildcats is number 13. Colin Hill with a fantastic punt. Check out number 23. Number 23.
Colin Hill.
Jade Batros.
Yep, that's the slot receiver there who had that big reception that drive that Newark was able to score on. So looks like they're trying to give all their playmakers a chance to see some open space there. But for the second time tonight, another great punt from Colin Hill.
First down, Newark.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. That was a great punt by Colin Hill. I'll take those punts any day of the week.
And that's 2 inside the 20.
Just like that, Colin Hill's back on the defensive line.
Doing
which
it
is made
all.
up of C.J. McKinney, Colin Hill, Drake the Snake Vassione, and Kirkland the Hawkins. Number 16.
Holds on to the ball.
And with the sack is Drake Vassione. And in a true display of sportsmanship, young Colin Hill helps up the quarterback. Prexies, I tell you what, snuffed out that screen.
Oh, yeah, that was a great job by C.J. McKinney getting up, getting his hands in the face of the quarterback, caused him to hold on to the ball
and I
a
got to
little
tell
longer
you,
there.
we got to talk a little more about C.J. McKinney. How about this young man? Justin Bentley, who normally starts at nose guard, is a little hurt. And C.J. McKinney comes out and has himself a game.
Next man up.
You're absolutely right. Next man up. With the tackle there is Colin Hill. Colin Hill whips him down.
Brought down by Colin Hill and Devontae Smith.
We got a 3rd and 15 for Newark. Have to imagine it's a throwing down.
3rd and Waldo, Coach. You got to imagine, you are exactly right, it's a 3rd down, and you got to imagine the Prexies are bringing the heat. You got to think that maybe we'll see a little blitz here by Colin Hill. I'm sorry, folks. I mean Quave Booker. Also looks in the game, number 22, Gabe Detweiler is out there at outside linebacker, and middle linebacker is Seth Tyler. Seth Tyler on the blitz.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and a slew, a host of Prexies. Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that some first initial contact was made there, but Drake the Snake Vassione is in there again. And, Coach, like we talked about earlier, based upon the terrible punt we saw earlier from the Wildcats, you got to believe that Drake Vassione is going to be coming off the edge here, and you got to believe we've got a shot at some pretty good field position here if this punt looks like the first one did.
No doubt. When both deep men are on the right side of the 50, you got to imagine that's a good sign.
And
good roll there.
It takes a good roll. So we end up with a little not as good field position as what I thought. However, The odds tell you if you start with the ball on their side of the 50, your odds of scoring are probably pretty good, Coach.
No doubt, no doubt. So the offense sputtered our first go there. Now let's see if we can find a groove here. Second drive to start this half.
Well, and it should be noted, a lot of rust. I mean, there was about a 30-minute break there as that young man who we found out just had a concussion and is okay.
Very good.
Got taken off in the ambulance. Louis Cook, and then you go into halftime, so, there's some rust that's got to be shaken off.
Sure. Thompson goes right.
And it looks like there is a hold on the Prexies.
Yeah, some serious politics by the interior lineman in Newark, but...
Can't do that.
And this is how I know I grew up around a lot of offensive linemen with Mr. Stone and Mr. Smith, who's at home with his newborn son. So, they say there's holding on every play, so I don't even know why they call it.
No, there really is, Coach. You're 100% right. There is holding on every play, but a lot of times when a quarterback is scrambling around or goes on a run like there and an offensive lineman is on a defensive lineman, they're kind of out in space.
Sure.
Sometimes that holding happens and you can't miss it.
So 1st and 25 for the Presidents here. Handoff to Booker.
Ball.
Quave loses the ball. It's recovered, it looks like, by Newark's number 72.
Somehow.
And that, right before he lost that looked like a good spin move. Like Quave Booker did a nice job of hitting the B button there, but you got to hold on to the rock.
Well, and it should be noted that, listen, Quave's made a lot of great plays tonight, but Quave normally isn't really playing the running back position. Tonight's really the first time he's been in there, So mistakes are going to happen. So the defense is called on again to make some plays. Newark has the ball in almost the exact same field position the Prexies started with it in before their penalty.
Keep there.
Jake Morgan, the ball carrier.
Modest gain there on first down by Morgan.
Looks like Seth Tyler came out of nowhere and stopped him for what looks like a 4-yard run. 2nd down and 6 for the Wildcats of Newark. Prexies defense lines up. Oh, and Noah Thompson was right there, just kind of took a little bit of a bad pursuit angle there. So right now, Coach, it would seem that the Wildcats, in what has been a flurry of turnovers here in the start of the 3rd quarter, have the momentum as we speak. We need to see the defense make a big play here to kind of stymie them a little bit.
No doubt, no doubt. We are 1st and 10 for Newark on the Harding 30-yard line.
And once again, this 1st and 10 play is a very important one. And coming, screaming through, looks like Quave Booker and DeMonte Sweet Shoe Smith.
Yeah, I think Gabe Detweiler was in there too.
Gabe Detweiler was in there. Oh, and it looks like number 24, the star running back for the Wildcats, kind of got high load there, Coach, and looks like he's not feeling real good. Once again, we wish him the best. We hope he's okay, but may have tweaked an ankle, maybe a little bit of a cramp in there.
Yeah, we're getting to the point in the night too. Temperatures drop, and you're gonna feel it. You get a helmet to the knee.
Ladies and gentlemen, a score from Progressive Field. After 6 innings of play, Cleveland 4, Baltimore 0.
The crowd reacting to the Tribe going
yeah,
for
they
their
just gave us the Tribe score.
16th straight win, I believe. They're currently out 4-0 on the Baltimore Orioles.
So here we go, Coach. Second in a long time. Second in a long time. See what the Wildcats dial up here and what the Prexies have to answer for.
Looking to air it out.
Morgan's pass is complete to Deshaun Shackelford.
And right there on top of the play was Noah Thompson. The Wildcats pick up, it looks like, a cool 7-yard gain on that.
No doubt.
To make it
about 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7 to 3rd and 6. Well, you know, right now the Prexies defense has got to be a little bit gassed. They've been out there the whole stanza, considering the turnovers that have happened in this quarter.
No doubt. Morgan rolls right.
And breaking on the ball, and what was a fantastic play, almost a pick. Looks like number 11.
We got some laundry in the backfield here.
Dejon Smith holding on them. You got to believe we're going to take that.
No doubt, no doubt.
Got to believe we're going to take that. Speaking of that holding call that we had earlier, I don't think that was a holding call, Coach. It ended up being 1st and 25. Because in high school, it's not a spot foul, so there had to have been like a face mask or something of those sorts. An offensive face mask. Now, in the NFL, it's a spot foul. Yeah, if you hold in the NFL, it could be 1st and like 35 if you hold in the wrong spot. Yeah. So what was 3rd and 7 now becomes 3rd and 20. Okay, maybe
it is a 15.
Maybe it is a spot foul.
We go screen here. Snuffed out.
Hey, that was I tell you what, folks. That pass looked like it went a long way because the quarterback backpedaled that much, but they maybe picked up 6-7 yards maybe. So that was actually a good play by the defense. And back to punt for Newark is Jake Morgan, whose second punt looked a lot better than his first punt, Coach.
Sure did.
Noah Thompson back deep. And that
corner punt
ends up being
fortunate bounce.
Not a bad punt. Actually okay. All right, so listen. It's time for the offense to iron out the kinks. They've had a couple drives. They've made a couple mistakes. It's time to correct those. And really at this point in the game, we've got to put together a drive because we are deep right now in our own territory. And the last thing we want to do right now, A, is turn over the ball. And B, even with as well as we've been punting the ball, we don't want to give them the ball, you know, with a short field to go. As good as our defense has been playing,
no doubt,
you bend, but eventually you may end up breaking if you're out there too long.
It was pitched right. Hill picks up another great block. Got an angle.
And the freight train might go all the way, baby. Can you believe it, Coach? I don't believe what I just saw. The freight train, he's going the distance, and he just did it, Coach.
He's going the distance.
Wow. I'm going to tell you what, Coach. One thing you can't coach, ladies and gentlemen, I'll say it once, I'll say it twice, I'll say it 3 times. You can't coach speed.
Can't coach speed, no doubt, no doubt. And not to mention, great pickup on that block by Colin Hill there.
Oh, my God. Listen, that's the thing. That run don't happen, doesn't happen, rather, if Colin the Hammer Hill doesn't make a block. Green Shoes has been good all night, and Green Shoes is good yet again. Hey, Coach, can I ask you this?
Oh, go for it.
Coach Williams, who is the head soccer coach, also does double duty as a kicking coach
yes, sir.
for the football team. Savi is one of your guys' soccer players and also gets coached in football by none other than Coach Williams.
How about that?
How proud do you think Coach Eric Williams is right now?
Oh, no doubt. You know, Sam's a kid. You know, what a great natural athlete, but he takes advantage of the gifts given to him.
Absolutely.
The kid works hard. You know, he was voted on by our team as our speaking captain. He's averaging about a goal a game right now.
Well, you know the thing I love about
kid just works hard.
Savvy. You know the thing I love about that kid? He's a pretty good athlete. He's a good athlete, actually, folks. But he's an even better kid than he is an athlete.
He's a great human
He's
being.
just a fine young man.
No doubt, no doubt.
He's just a fine young man. And you know what? He boots a pretty daggum good ball. Speaking of booting, I'm betting you $5 here, Coach. I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I would. I bet you $5 here. They're not kicking this one deep.
Nah, this is going to be a little squib.
Pooch this baby. Pooch, squib, whatever you want to call it, but they're not kicking it deep. What do you know, Coach?
Goes short.
Still
Still far
gets back
enough,
to him,
yeah. Let's pick up a block there.
Well, and you got to believe, Coach, the point of the pooch was not to allow it to be kicked in that young.
Sure, no doubt, no doubt.
So, but those things happen. Football, it's a weird thing. I believe Fred Taylor, who was a coach for the Buckeyes in basketball years ago, used to call it the oblong ball. And the thing about a football is you can throw a basketball or bounce it a certain way, and you know which way it's going to go.
Oh, it's pretty, sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's some mathematics involved there that'll tell you where it's going to go. Football, that goofy-looking thing, you don't know where it's going to bounce. It does what it wants.
Right.
So, you know, that wasn't intended by Savi. I know it wasn't. That wasn't what the coaches wanted, but that's okay. Time for our defense to stiffen up here and rise to the test like they have all game.
There we go. Looking long ball there. Little overcooked.
That was just a little overcooked. Coach, I like to say he put a little bit too much mustard on that hot dog.
Hey, that'll work. That'll work.
You know, too much mustard on the hot dog gives you, Coach, heartburn. And ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Did you steal that from Lee Corso?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I actually stole that from that fantastic viral meme a couple years ago. Where Lane's like, I got bronchitis.
Oh,
Ain't nobody
right
got
on,
time
right
for that.
on, right on.
Probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen, Coach. Little swing pass. And because, folks, that was a forward pass as the young man was catching as he was trying to run forward. That's an incomplete pass. However, if the pass is behind him or thrown behind him, that becomes a live ball, which is why you saw that young man screaming up there, because sometimes, based upon what the ref wants to call, that very well could have been a live ball.
No doubt.
That's why you never quit hustling, because you never know the gifts might give you when that oblong ball bounces your way.
Got to play to the whistle.
Play to the whistle. Absolutely.
We
Coach,
got
all this talking we've done tonight, I'm getting a little bit hoarse.
Yeah,
Holy
no.
smokes, maybe I should just be quiet. Looks like Quave's coming on a blitz.
Deep ball. Puts a lot of air under that one. That sure looks like a catch from where I'm sitting.
That is totally a catch. Listen, I'm going to tell you, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad by Devon Fraker.
No.
What that was fantastic, amazing, no questions asked, closing speed by none other, number 13, Deshaun
Shackelford.
or Dewan, I think, Shackelford. And here's the thing. Freight Train is the one who just ran 85 yards, so Freight Train's fast. So, you know, it's not like he can't keep up. That kid just closed on that ball. And they keep trying to go back to Freight Train. They're trying to go after that size differential as they throw it to number 2, Jaden Woods, who is 6'4", 145 pounds. I'm sorry, 175 pounds. My fault. Looks like, Coach, I think we didn't mention here, too, it looks like there's a new quarterback in the game, number 16, Jake Morgan. Earlier it was the QB, the freshman.
Yeah, I think they've been split between the two, if I'm not mistaken. But he had 16, I think, the last couple drives.
Woods, the ball carrier.
reaching
Brought
up
down by Kirkland Hawkins.
with a shoestring tackle from the ground.
Pickup of 6.
Kirkland
brings up a
Hawkins.
3rd
The
and
Hawk.
4.
The Hawk. That's more like a crow, but I tried.
You know,
Coach, that was a great play.
That
Because
was-
listen,
that saved a touchdown
That
right
saved
there.
a touchdown. That hole opened up like floodgates, and Kirkland just reached up from the ground like a zombie reaching from the grave and just grabbed that guy's leg. Holy
straight out of
smokes.
Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Straight out of Michael Jackson's Thriller.
3rd down here.
Oh,
The ball carrier.
and he's not able to make the play on that one as it comes off the block. So Newark has an answer there as they come back and score a touchdown on the Prexies to make it 21-13 currently with 3:10 left in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, these two teams have kind of been mirroring each other, right? It's been turnover, touchdown, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Well,
so.
and you know, absolutely. Right now, the only thing that Newark's been able to really do on us to hurt us is throw the ball deep. Both times they have scored, it has been aided by a deep throw.
On for Newark's point after Garrett Kashner.
Kashner for the PAT. Not a problem there.
Yep, PAT is good. All right, folks, as we do a change of possession here, we're going to take a quick commercial break with a Marion Harding High School Telecom production.
And the Newark
For college. In fact, our students typically qualify for merit-based scholarships, athletic awards, or even general awards based on financial need. No, money doesn't grow on trees, but at Marion City Schools, we can help you plant the seeds of success by guiding you towards a wealth of scholarship money. At Marion City Schools, your future begins today.
This is me. And this is my teacher, Miss C. She's so great. She teaches me a lot of good stuff. She taught me that everything I do starts with me. I'm in charge. She taught me to have a plan and make sure I do all my work before I play.
50 winning ticket number.
All right, folks, we are back here at Marion Harding High School Stadium with a Marion Harding High School Telecom production here in Marion City Schools, where we have our 4 pillars.
5-0. Please take your winning ticket to the concession stand.
Back deep for the Prexies is the Freight Train Frager and Cornbread Thompson.
Everybody up for kickoff.
Keep it low on the ground, hoping to have a repeat of the last time. We Prexies in up a pretty good field position as Gabe, the detonator Detweiler, picks up the ball and rumbles for what looks to be about a 5-6 yard pickup.
First down, Prexies.
Prexies have the first down at their own 41. Under center, Mitch Myers.
Pitch left to
Tosses it to
Davion.
Davion.
Makes a man
Junkyard
miss.
Sims. Makes a guy miss, but still only picks up maybe just a smidge. Maybe a yard.
It's going to be a 2nd and 9 for the Presidents.
2nd and 9 for the Presidents. 2 minutes and 40-some odd seconds ticking down in what has been a pretty eventful 3rd quarter.
And no doubt.
The Prexies and the Wildcats trading touchdowns and turnovers.
Another handoff there. Nothing going.
Nothing going on that one. Looks like the hole was there, but it closed up real fast as Quave was hunted down from the back by the defensive line.
We got a 3rd and 10 here for Harding.
Slew of Prexies checking in the game as a slew of Prexies check out.
I'll tell you what, last time we were in this situation, a 3rd and long about midfield, that was that running play that Quave got 11 or 12 yards on for the first down. So should be
Absolutely.
interesting to see what the presidents do here.
Well, it looks like Noah Thompson's back at quarterback. You can expect maybe a screen of some kind, a quick throw.
You probably get him out in space.
Yep.
Noah Thompson's pass complete to Gary Money.
Thompson's pass is complete to Money. However, not much doing there as the Wildcats are there to sniff it up. And, you know, I'm going to tell you, you watch the Wildcats tonight, and they don't look like an 0-2 team, Coach.
Well, you know, we referenced in the first half, if you're just joining us, their stud running back was unavailable due to death in the family last week. You know, I can't say much about week one, but, you know, and that's the beautiful thing is that's why they play the game. You know, they came out and played. So.
Well, and you know, it looks like A, the punt almost got blocked there, and B, the Prexies got away with what obviously looked like may have been a clip down there. Luckily, well, maybe it wasn't a clip. I don't know. I didn't really see it. I saw a Newark kid fall down, so I don't know if he necessarily got blocked from behind there. But there were a couple close calls on that. And by the way, it should be noted, that was a 49-yard punt.
And another one inside the 20.
Well, and listen,
inside the 10.
I'm okay with that.
Maybe at the 10.
Because right now, if we're trading punts, Jim Tressel style, I'll take our punting game over theirs at this time.
No doubt, no doubt.
So here we go. The Prexies defense, which has been beat a couple times on passes, however, has played pretty tough all night, lines up to take on the Wildcats.
Going for that home run ball.
Oh!
And off the fingertips.
Running with him, step for step, is Gabe Detweiler. Now listen, I'm going to tell you, that young man almost caught that, but the reason he didn't was because Gabe Detweiler was with him every single step of the way. Gabe didn't turn around. Gabe didn't react to the ball, but Gabe was stuck to him like glue to a third grade's paper.
There we
when
go.
They're making macaroni pictures, Coach.
Like me to a corn dog at the popcorn festival.
Like you to a corn dog at the popcorn festival, or me to those wings we ate at halftime.
Well.
Which we want to thank BW3s for providing. Those were delicious wings.
How about that band rendition of Lady Gaga's Bad Romance?
Listen, I'm going to tell you.
Oh, that was fantastic.
They're not a better band in the land than the Prexies.
I'm just glad we have editing abilities. Otherwise, you may have heard us both singing some Lady Gaga right here in the half.
Hey, and listen, here's the great thing. Colin Hill with the sack there. And I don't know if they really call that a sack or not because the quarterback tucked at the run, so technically it wouldn't be a sack. So if it is a sack, if it isn't a sack, Colin Hill has a tackle for loss here. And the reason that happens is because there was fantastic coverage there by the defensive backs. That's what we call a coverage sack in football, folks.
This looks to be, no, it looks like Newark's going to be content to take this to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Newark's going to, in the words of the special teams coach from the Water Boy, they're going to live to play another day. So, folks, speaking of live to play another day, as we end the third quarter with the Prexies leading 21-14, we're going to take a quick commercial break here with the Marion Harding High School Telecom production.
Hey there, welcome.
You know, I love the club. It's the reason I'm here. It's taught me so many lessons, and I can talk about it in a positive way and an honest way for the rest of my life. You know, in a community or in a town, your role models are the people that you deal with, that are in your face, that you talk to, that you can ask questions to, not necessarily some basketball player or actor on screen. Boys and girls clubs, great futures start here.
All right, folks, we are back here at Marion Harding High School, the Marion Harding High School, Marion City School Telecom production. Once again, I am Todd Schneider, and with me, as always, is Coach Corey Keplinger. We are here, folks, with the Prexies leading 21-14 at the very start of the fourth quarter, with the Wildcats of Newark staring down a third and long deep in their own territory.
It's a big third and long for Newark here. They're going to give the ball to their playmaker.
They give it to their playmaker. However, he's short.
Brought down the play by Devon Fraker and Cody Harris.
Based upon deep in their
10 brings up a 4th and 1.
I think
More than one,
they
folks.
want to go for it.
Coach, you don't do it here. I'm sorry. You don't. And by the way, should mention that young Cody Harris is on the tackle there. Great young man.
I completely forgot that their quarterback was also their punter, so I saw the personnel on the field thinking that they're going. But, hold on. Here's what they're going to do. They're going to try to dink and dunk him. They're going to try to get him to go off sides. Yep.
Yeah,
and the Prexies, listen, they dangle the carrot and the Prexies don't bite. Tell you what, folks, that's probably one of the smartest plays that the Prexie defense made all night. That is exactly that. That is discipline.
So since that's the route, though, do you take this time out to draw something up that you want to go to?
You know, Coach, I don't know. Because if you don't make this, listen, this has kind of been a defensive struggle here of sorts. If you don't make this, man, I don't know. I mean, I think if you don't make this, the Prexies get the ball. I think that offensively we can easily get some things going to get some yards. And I also think Savion has a good enough leg if he's got in the right position to maybe make a field goal here if the Wildcats go for this and if they do not make this. However, there's a lot of ifs. But, folks, it looks like they're going for it. How about that? I wouldn't make this call, so according to Wildcat fans, it's going to be the smartest call this coach has ever made, or he's going to be not liked very much. And they got it.
They got more than that, Coach Snyder.
They got way more than one, Coach Keplinger.
And we got ourselves a ball game.
So just like that, Coach, the score might as well be 0-0 as the Wildcats will attempt an extra point play.
We got a PAT first, Coach.
That could make it a tie ball game. Sounds like the Wildcats fight song is the Buckeye fight song too, Coach.
Yeah, it sure does. I've heard their band,
Buckeye
Battle Cry,
and
Hang
like
On.
the Buckeye fight song.
So.
Oh yeah, good call. Good call. All right, so here we go, an all-important PAT kick. And
just enough.
Knuckleballer.
Just enough
to sneak over. So here we go, folks. We got ourselves a tie ball game with 10 minutes and 55 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And if there's ever anything that can energize an offense, it's knowing that the game is tied and something has to happen.
Oh, yeah. Coach Stone getting right there in the mix, talking to his front line there. I'm sure he's not reading them the Declaration of Independence.
I'm sure he's not, Coach. Probably tell him you got to stay low, you got to fire off, you got to keep your block. It'll be interesting to see who they decide to put out there at QB, whether we're going to see Cornbread, who at this point probably has a little more game experience than Mitch Myers. But obviously, we know that each one of them brings a different skill set.
No doubt, no doubt.
And there's different things they can do. So once again, the Prexies are back deep. We got Mr. Sims and Mr. I believe that is Sweet Shoe Smith, DeMonte Smith back deep. See if the Wildcats are going to try another squib kick here.
A little more loft on it this time. To the back, man.
DeMonte Smith picks up the ball.
Changes field.
Changes field.
Still on his feet.
Still on his feet.
Still on his feet.
Still making things happen. And, Coach, that's about the smoothest 5-yard return I've ever seen.
We don't call them sweet shoes for nothing now.
Absolutely.
Come on now. That'd be false advertising.
That would be very false advertising. So here we go. Looking in the huddle right now, Noah Thompson sometimes plays quarterback, sometimes he doesn't. Noah's in the court. Noah's in there. Looks like he is going to line up at quarterback, folks. Cornbread's out there at quarterback. So let's see what the Prexies have in store here.
Looks like Fraker in the backfield.
Little counter play. Turning the ball upfield is Fraker, the freight train. Looks like young Elijah Collier is in there as well on offensive line, number 63. Noah Thompson still in the ball game. Looks at his wristband, walks in, talks to the offense. Nice little 5-yard pickup on first down. 2nd and 5 for the Prexies as the clock continues to tick with roughly about 10 minutes left in the ball game, folks.
It's a keep there.
Noah Thompson keeps it, is able to eke out what looks like maybe about 2 yards, 3 yards.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of Newark Wildcats that were up in the box that last play. I think you see a play action here.
Well, Coach, you also got 2 yards to go here, so you got to think maybe you go under center, maybe you hand it off to Colin. I see Colin back there.
Personnel would suggest that.
Noah is going to go under center, which we haven't seen out of Noah a lot. Hands off to Colin the Hammer Hill,
Good call there.
who stays on his feet and
Looks
gets
like
enough
he's got
north
that
and
first
south
down.
to get the first down. You know, Coach, and this is what we need. We don't need anything flashy. We need a nice, methodical drive. But once again, first down play is important as Quave Booker checks in the ball game. Cornbread's back deep with it looks like, I believe, Quave to his left. A little bit of a high snap.
And a block. Another great block there from Colin Hill.
Junkyard Sims. And a great block by Colin. Listen, I'm going to tell you what, you really want to know the worth of a football player, especially a running back or a wide receiver. You watch what they're doing when they don't have the ball.
No doubt.
And I'm going to tell you, that's one of the things that Coach Meyer always said about Ezekiel Elliott. He said, watch what that boy does when he doesn't have the ball. And you know what? That's selfless by that young man. To be throwing blocks like that, looks like under center is Mr. Myers. We got an I backfield with a lot of meat back there. Night Train Booker. Hold on to the ball, young man. Okay.
The ball carrier. Knocked out of bounds by Davion Williams. Pickup of 3.
Pickup of 3 yards.
2nd
and 7. So we get some positive yards. Quave stays in the ball game. Coach Wessler, Coach Stone standing next to each other, I'm sure conversing about what they need to run. Back at quarterback for a change of pace, once again, is Cornbread Thompson. Little counter play there as Mr. Sims turns it upfield for what looks like about
another 3-yard gain.
About a 3-yard gain.
3 yards in that cloud of dust.
3rd and 5.
Well, and you know that hole was there, boy, but it closed up fast.
Sure did. So a 3rd and 5 for the Presidents here at the Newark 37-yard line. We have 8.5 minutes left in this contest.
Prexi's got a little bit of a drive going on here.
Cornbread rolls right.
Turns up field.
Makes a man miss. Can't dodge that contain, though.
And instead of gaining positive yards, he gains negative yards. Tried to make some things happen there with his feet, and unfortunately the Wildcats were there to sniff it out. However, folks, there's still 8 minutes left in the ball game. Prexies have had a very strong punting game.
Scott Cannon there did a really good job of staying home.
set to return for Wildcat. Jade Bickers.
Hill goes end over end.
And probably not Collins' best punt
Doesn't
tonight.
get a Harding bounce for the first time tonight. And
No,
the
for
punt
the
that looked, if I had to guess which one would take a Harding bounce, was probably that end over end one there. But
So right now the Prex's defense needs to step up and make a play. Right now the momentum has been stolen from the Prexies and now belongs to the Wildcats. Well, and obviously you can see the effect that, all night the Wildcats running game hasn't really done much, and all it takes is a youngster like that, number 22, Mr. Davion Williams, to break a long run, and the rest is history.
yeah, and and that's a
Looks
Harding
like the Wildcats
defense that is held stout most of the night.
Yeah, they have held stout most of the night and most of the year. Looks like the Wildcats are calling a timeout. All right, folks, as the Wildcats take this time out, we will pause for a quick commercial break with the Mary Harding High School Telecom production.
You in the neighborhood?
Yeah, haven't you heard about the new state law on yard waste bags?
No, I guess not.
Well, if yard waste is set out by the curb for pickup, state law requires residents to use a compostable bag, like me, or a large paper bag, or a hauler-provided cart. Plastic bags like you are now banned from curbside pickup. This is the other new bag in the neighborhood.
Hi guys, what's shaking?
Hey there, welcome.
All right, folks, we are back here at Marion Harding High School with the Presidents and the Wildcats deadlocked with 7 minutes and 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Wildcats have the ball, and the Prexies are currently on defense.
Run it out. Almost hung that receiver out to dry there.
Good swing pass.
Jake Morgan's pass complete to Kobe Thompson.
Well, it looks right now like the Prexies have lost a little bit of a step on defense right now. And I don't mean that as in those young men aren't out there playing their hearts out. I just think right now the Wildcats have the momentum, and we need the Prexies to come through with a big play here on defense to switch that momentum. All it takes is one play, Coach.
Now 2nd and 3 here.
There we go.
And I think a lot of Newark's success has come to the outside, via the outside passes or the outside run. But that front four of Harding staying tough.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. They're really not giving up much there up front. Like I said, most of the stuff that has hit us on the edges. 6 minutes and 30-some-odd seconds left as the Wildcats break the huddle.
And a 3rd and 1 here.
Looks that way, Coach. 3rd and 1 or
3rd and 2.
Long 2.
To the outside again, but
we go.
nothing going.
The Prexies hawk it down. You got to believe that you're not going to go back to the well twice.
Right.
You got to believe with the tie ball game right now, deep in your own territory, you're going to do exactly what they're doing right now, Coach, which is punt the ball. Or maybe they are punting. Maybe they're not punting the ball, Coach. No, it looks like they're punting.
However,
it should be noted that their quarterback is also their punter. So they could have a little trickeration here up their sleeve, possibly.
Morgan set on punting there. Gets a good one.
No, Thompson decides to pick it up. And I'm going to tell you what, that was a smart play by Quave Booker. Quave Booker peeled back, and it looked like he could have laid that kid out. Those are the type of fouls they're going to call now on Quave Booker, and what is a very smart play. Led up, did not hit that kid, did not block that kid. And once again, a smart play.
Starting from the 40 looks a lot better than starting from the 25.
Absolutely, Coach. I will take that any day, gum day of the week.
Traveled 31 yards, was returned by Noah Thompson, setting up a First down, Prexy.
So here we go, folks. 6 seconds left in the game. Prexies have all 3 timeouts left. Or, I'm sorry, 6 minutes left in the game.
Woo! That went
Prexies
quick.
have all timeouts left. So there's still plenty of time to do things, but you got to believe the Prexies got to mount something right here. And screaming up is the young man we don't know, Mr. Chet Westerfield, whose name we made up earlier. Here's the thing I don't like about that. The young man makes the tackle, and then he dances. Act like you've been there before, young man. You know, and the referees, I believe, have called a good ball game, but I also believe that's a little unnecessary. Good play. Act like you've been there before. Live to play another down.
Can't act like everybody does on Sunday, you know.
Well, you know, and that's the problem. I'm sorry, but that's what bothers me about the NFL. They watching the NFL, you see bad tackling, you see bad behavior by players, and it bothers me because
Myers goes
these youngsters
swing.
Look up to him. And a swing pass.
It looks like it went to Fraker.
Went to Fraker, went backwards, and was dangerous.
Covered by Devon Fraker.
Well, and you know, Mitchell has played a pretty good game, but, you know, he's a youngster, and as he comes off, Coach Slater talks to him, pats him on the back, and says, hey, young man, it's okay. It's okay. So here we go, 4 minutes and 50-some odd seconds left.
We got
as
a
Noah
third
Conrad
and
Thompson
20.
goes back to quarterback with what is a 3rd and Waldo play. Noah Thompson
Rolls.
pulls the ball up.
Makes a man miss.
Makes a man miss and gains some yards, but unfortunately when it's 3rd and 20, you need a lot more than what looked like 8 yards, 6 yards. All right, so right now we need a monster punt from Colin Hill.
Back to punt for the Prexy, Colin Hill. Set to return for the Wildcats, Dave Petros.
Good snap. Good punt.
Good punt. Harding bounce.
Oh, he's down. He's down, he's down, he's down. Just like that, Newark has the ball on what looks to be their 21-yard line. So with 3 minutes and 56 seconds left, we have a tie ball game here, folks.
I think we've gotten to the chess match portion of tonight's game.
This is most certainly the chess match portion of tonight's game. So let's make sure that nobody checkmates us, though, Coach.
Yes, sir.
I don't know enough about chess to come up with a
No, you're
chess
good.
analogy, if you will.
That's all right.
Sorry, Coach. That was a false start by them.
And that's going to back them up 5.
That's okay. We'll take that.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
Take that.
Yes, sir.
In the words of the Beatles, you can't do that.
I wasn't sure where you were going to go there.
Well, for those folks out there that understand the early years of the Beatles, they know that great song, You Can't Do That. In fact, Mr. Mullins and I just kind of made eye contact over there because he is a music aficionado, plays a mean guitar, mean bass guitar, also can sing. So, jack of all trades, I guess.
DJ'd my wedding as well.
And he did DJ. So, is there anything this man can't do?
I don't think so. Long ball there.
No!
Nothing going. Fraker does just enough to get his hands in the eyes of the wide receiver.
Well, and you know, even if
Nothing
that
going.
ball happens to fall in that young man's breadbasket, he was out of bounds. He was out of bounds.
There you go.
The only thing I don't like about that play is this. It's a deep throw. Freight Train pirouetted around there a little bit, and sometimes that can get dangerous, but Freight Train he's an athlete, and he makes things happen out there. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, the kid had a 80-some yard
touchdown
run.
right?
Probably longer than 80-some yards if we're being honest.
Yeah, I think you're selling short a little bit.
I probably am, Coach. So here we go, 2nd and 15, which makes things a little bit tougher for the Wildcats, deep in their own territory. A little bit of a
handoff.
sweep.
That's
play.
the same thing that they scored on last go-round.
And listen, that young man is dangerous.
No doubt.
Listen, all they're doing right there is they're sealing off our defensive end, they're sealing off our corner, and they're getting a lineman to the second level and sealing off the linebacker. I mean, they're just blocking that perfectly. And really, at a time like this in a ball game, you just got to refuse to be blocked.
So that long scamper gives Newark a first down at the 40-yard line. Just shy of 4 minutes left in this contest. Nothing going there.
And just like you said,
Colin King
nothing happens when they run up the gut as Colin Hill comes in like a hungry zombie and takes him out. That was such a good play, Coach. I'm surprised that was only a 3-yard loss.
Personnel change here for Newark.
Looks like number 24 is tying his shoes while his teammates look on, and they decide to take a timeout. That's a long time to tie your shoes, for Pete's sakes.
And as soon as they get the timeout, his shoes tied, and they're
Well,
good to go.
the thing is, he checks out, 22 checks in. So it's not like you're losing a lot when he goes out and 22 comes in. I mean, both of those young men have
That's been a
more,
fantastic 1-2 punch.
Absolutely.
There
they have more wheels than
Newark.
hot rods, Coach. So here we go. 2nd and 13. Last time they had 2nd and long, we saw a good edge
Low
run
snap
there.
here. Morgan looking long ball again, feels the pressure.
And in on the sack is Drake the Snake Fascione.
There we go.
Along with C.J. McKinney. And listen, I think Drake's had like 3 or 4 sacks tonight, Coach.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So here we go, Coach. 2 minutes and about 30-some-odd seconds left and counting. Prexies have 3 timeouts. The Wildcats are staring at 3rd and Waldo. However, for the way they've been able to throw some long bombs tonight, you got to believe
Can't count them out.
that you can't count them out. So if I'm Noah Cornbread Thompson, I'm staying deep. If I'm Fraker, I'm staying deep. I'm keeping everything in front of me and not letting them get the first down.
Morgan gets the snap. It is going to be a long pass. Pocket collapses around
And
him.
Drake Fascione again
Back-to-back plays.
with the sack. Listen, I don't know what the record is for sacks in a ball game, but I'm here to tell you right now, I'll put money on it right now, Coach Keplinger. It just got broke. It just got broke.
You know, and even more so when we're at this chess match portion of this game, those 2 back-to-back sacks, how huge is that 10 or 15 yards that you just bought us on 2
Coach, they
defensive
just bought
plays?
us a ton of yards,
Right.
and you've got Noah Thompson back deep, who, if he fields this punt well, good things can happen.
Lofted.
And he fields it well. Oh, and he
Calls for a fair
caught it.
catch. That's all right.
That's okay. It just, it's one of those things we can sit here and go, God, why'd you call a fair catch? But when you're looking up in the lights and you see kids screaming down at you, when you're in Noah Thompson's shoes, the last thing you want to do is not catch that ball.
Sure.
So I'm okay with that fair catch.
Absolutely.
I'm okay with that fair catch. In fact, that's a smart call by that young man. It's a smart decision. So here we go. We got 1 minute and 25 seconds left. One thing's going to happen here, Coach. We got to make some plays, drive down and win this ball game with 3 timeouts left. Mitchell Frederick Myers in the ball game. Says a lot about them trusting that young man with the ball in his hands.
Got Savion limbering up on the sideline there. Deep ball to Fascione. And that's an interception. Newark football.
With 1 minute and 16 seconds left.
You
the
know,
Prexies still
by
have
the
3
end of-
timeouts.
By the end of that exchange, that looked like kind of one of those funky mutual possession things, but I do think the Newark defensive back got
Yeah, that
ball
looked like a mutual possession thing, but it looked like the Newark kid just had a little bit more of it. And then I don't even know who went up for that. So Newark has exactly 1 timeout left with 76 ticks on the clock and what appears to be 72 yards to hit pay dirt to possibly win this ball game. The Prexy's defense has to stiffen up here and make a play in order to take this into OT or possibly win the ball game.
Deep ball, 14. That's a completed pass.
And Mr. Fraker, with good closing speed, saves what could have been a touchdown.
And that's Sean Kaiser listed 6'5", Coach. It's, think of Randy Moss in his heyday, right? Just that much taller than everybody.
That's a big kid right there,
that's
Coach.
That's taller than the first kid we called, 6'5". Minute 4 left on the clock.
For the Wildcats. Keeping them in bounds.
Clock
Closing
ticks.
up to make
Clock
a great
ticks.
play there is Mr. Fraker. 50 seconds and counting for the Wildcats. This is when that 2-minute drill comes into play for an offense. Sack here would go a long way to helping the Prexies.
Morgan airing it out again. They'll take the 7 yards and a completed pass.
Catching the ball and stepping out of bounds with 34 seconds
That's
left.
a heads-up play.
12.
That's a heads-up play.
That's a very heads-up play by that young man.
You know, we got the lights, we got the emotions. I know probably 16-year-old me would try to tuck that and be a hero, but hey.
No, that's a smart play by that young man, knowing what's going on in the game.
Yeah. So Newark finds himself 37 yards out, still quite a ways away from field goal range here.
Defense got to make a play here, Coach. Newark. I actually checked that. Harding calls his first timeout. Coach Slater gets in there, rallies his troops. Coach, I'm going to tell you, this has been a back-and-forth game. We saw the Prexies in week 1 win in a last-second fashion. And here they are on the ropes with a possible Newark drive with 34 seconds left in the ball game. Coach, is what they call gut check time.
Who wants it?
Once again, with no timeouts, check that. Newark has 1 timeout left. The Prexies were the ones who called that timeout. However, a sack would go a long way here to helping the President's case, as would a turnover, obviously.
Morgan looking to air it out again. Oh, he overcooked it.
Through the hands of Mr. Dave John Smith. So here we go, 30 seconds left, 2nd and 10. At this point in the game, the only thing the Prexies need to do is stop him and live to play another day.
2nd and 10 here, 30 ticks left on the clock. Morgan rolls right, switches left.
Quarterback run.
Modest gain there.
Brought down by Seth Tyler.
Looks like Newark's going to burn that last time out here.
So, 19 seconds left in the game. It's going to be 3rd and I want to say 8 or 9. Here's the thing we got to realize too. Newark can get a first down, which does stop the clock in order for the chains to get set. However, the only way Newark can stop the clock at this point in the ball game is by an incomplete pass or by getting out of bounds. Coach Slater and Coach Chris and John Brady out there talking to their players. So 3rd and 8, Coach.
The crowd at Harding Stadium cheering the boys on here.
Still a lot of people here, Coach.
Looking for the home run ball.
Oh, great defense.
And Fraker gets the better of that one.
By Mr. Fraker. Great defense. Noah Thompson down there on the defense as well. So 13 seconds left in the ball game. 4th and 7. Once again, Newark can still get a first down. But you got to believe that with 13 seconds left, they're going to put all their eggs in this basket and try to get it in the end zone.
You're thinking this is home run ball again, yeah?
Yep. They're going to try to throw a home run here, Coach. Hit one, rather.
Blitz comes. Nothing going.
Nothing doing.
Going.
The defense stiffens. And you got to believe Coach Brady is going to take a knee here and play for overtime, Coach.
Another day, yes, sir.
So just like that, Coach, we're going to open up the new era of Harding High School Stadium.
With a little free football.
With what has been a 2-hour and 47-minute game is going to last even longer, folks, as we go into overtime. Woo! Tell you what, Coach, this has been a marathon.
It's been some second half, hasn't it?
Boy, howdy. And folks, I believe that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to do what's called the good old-fashioned kneel and pray, the genuflect. And we're going in overtime, folks.
Flag. We got a flag. We got a flag. No, it's on delay.
For the love of Pete.
Oh, man.
All right, refs. Okay.
It's obvious that our officiating crew this evening took the over on the time for their prop bets.
Well, listen. I got to be honest with you, Coach. This has been a pretty well officiated game.
It has.
It really has been. So, I mean, does that call matter right now? No. But
if it winds up being a fake spike or something, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
I get it.
Yeah.
But the Joe Montana. Oh, wait, he was an actor. Joe Montana, right?
Dan Marino on Monday night.
Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah. I got my 80s quarterback.
No, that's
mixed
okay.
up. All right, folks, as we tick down to overtime here, we're going to take a short commercial break here with the Marion Harding High School Telecom production.
And I make sure I do all my work before I play. I also learned how to play well with others. I try to remember that everyone can win. And I listen before I talk. That makes working together a lot more fun. I know that balance feels best, so I remember to take care of myself. Miss C taught me lots of things, but the best one ever is that I can be great.
What if every child had the same opportunity? The opportunity to develop the essential life skills and characteristics students need to thrive in the 21st century. The Leader in Me process provides the teacher experience and classroom implementation tools to put your school on the path to greatness. As you integrate timeless principles into your school's core curriculum and language, you will build student self-confidence, reduce discipline referrals, and increase academic achievement. Find out more at theleaderinme.org.
Great happens here.
All right, folks, we are back, and during that commercial break, we saw a fantastic commercial for the Leader in Me, one of the 4 pillars here in Marion City Schools. And, you know, Coach, ever been to any of those leadership luncheons at the grade schools? Those are fantastic things if you haven't had a chance to go.
I haven't made one yet, but I've heard definite good things about it. The game clock has been shut down. Just a reminder, high school overtime is played in a similar fashion to that college overtime rule, in which teams will trade punches, I believe, starting at the 25-yard line.
I believe it's a 25, Coach. I think high school overtime football rules, once again, like you've already stated, is the same as college. And you know the crazy thing, Coach, and this is the honest goodness truth, all the games I played in, which was a lot.
Right.
I played for 13 years. All the games I coached in, which was a lot because I coached for 11 years. All the games up here I've broadcast, which is about 15, 16, 17, 18, somewhere in there. I've never been part of an overtime football game.
How about that?
How about that?
How about that?
Now, listen, you're not winning any money with that trivia question, but I've never been part of an overtime football game. Besides, obviously, having a heart attack when the Buckeyes beat the Hurricanes in 2002. Yeah. So listen, I'm going to invoke that mojo of that game and sprinkle it on our Prexies.
All right.
And we're going to get ourselves a W here, Coach
There we
Keplinger.
go. Looks like Harding will take defense first.
You know what? I'll take that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
4 downs to gain either a first down, touchdown, or field goal.
I'm okay with that, Coach. I'll take our defense. But if you're the Prexies, here's what you got to look for. You got to look for that home run ball, and you got to look for either number 22 or 24. You got to look for them running on the edge because it's been tough sledding up the middle all day. But when those guys get on the edges, they have the speed that they need. And, of course, it looks like in the backfield sits both of them. So I got to believe one of them's going to get the ball and the other one's going to be a lead blocker. I have this feeling this might be the first play that we see.
And that's been that split back look we've seen most of the evening.
There we go. I called it.
Nothing going.
Look at that. Nothing doing on that one. Number 24 is down a little bit on the turf.
Shaken up there, too.
He's a little shaken up as I believe Kirkland Hawkins came in and looks like he's a little shaken up, too.
And that's
checking in the game for him is none other than Cody Harris.
We should also mention that there is no game clock during overtime. There is, however, play clock.
Uh-huh.
No game clock, but there is a play clock during the overtime session.
So as Coach McCreary, our PA announcer, says, there is no game clock, but there is a play clock.
I got to just say this. Coach McCreary's done a great job on the PA tonight, too.
You know, he has. He has.
Smooth jazz.
He has. I tell you what. It's almost like Barry White's below us, you know?
It's
yeah, true story.
It's something. Yeah, they're definitely getting the better end of the broadcast with him doing PA than you are at home listening.
Yeah,
to
sorry,
us,
folks. Those of you guys sitting at home listening to me and Coach Cal. By the way, your grandma still watches, Coach?
Oh, Grandma still watches.
All right,
yeah,
make sure you say hi to your grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Just got to wait to overtime to get her shout out.
Absolutely. Listen, if you've stuck with us this long, folks, God bless you. God bless you.
So 2nd and 11 here for Newark. Morgan going long ball.
Well, I hear the Newark coaches next to us yelling that they believe that was pass interference.
Sure.
And I could see their point. However,
I could see that going both ways.
It was an uncatchable ball, quite frankly. It really was.
If it's the initial bump that they're upset about, though, who knows?
Yeah. I mean, could have gone both ways. But, listen, here's the thing I like, though. The
refs
refs are letting them play.
Let them play.
They're not going to let it play unless it's extremely blatant to
Right.
side the ball game.
3rd and long here. Morgan goes airborne once more.
Oh!
Knocked
What
down
a
at the last minute.
fantastic play by Devon Fraker. Coach.
No doubt.
My heart was in my throat, Coach. My heart was up in my medulla oblongata, Coach.
I don't even know what that means.
I think that's the punching bag thing in the back of your throat.
I think that's part of the brain.
Is that part of the brain?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So my heart was up in my brain. That's my medulla
Yeah,
oblongata.
but now I want to know what that thing's called. Never mind. I digress. More important matters. 4th and long.
We could
for
Google
Newark
it if
here.
we had more time, but we don't.
For the 4th time going long ball. He's got it.
And he caught
Sean
that, folks.
Kaiser listed at 6'5".
Goes up over the freight train Fraker. All right, folks, it should be noted that the Prexies still have a shot to score a touchdown here. And they still have a shot to even block this PAT.
Yeah, we saw a low knuckleball from place kicker last go around. And it's blocked!
And it's blocked! It is blocked, folks. That right there is huge. If the Prexies score a touchdown and kick a PAT, this game is over, folks. However, they still have to score a TD first, folks.
How about that? Special teams coming up.
About
big.
that?
Tip of the spear.
So it looks like we're going to go back to what we started with at the beginning of the game. Mitchell Myers at quarterback, Colin Hill at fullback, and Quave the Night Train Booker at tailback. Let's see if Quave's got a little more magic, Coach.
Here we go. 1st and 10 here for the Presidents. Trail by 6 here in this overtime session, and that appears to be a jump. Encroachment on Newark.
That's a 5-yard gift I'll take every single time. The road to the end zone just got a lot smoother for the Prexies.
When you're 20 yards out and they're willing to give you a fourth of that without costing you down, yeah, you take
Well,
that.
here's the thing, Coach. You got 15 yards. You got 15 yards to tie this ball game and a PAT to win it.
Booker lowers the shoulder.
Looks like he squirts ahead for...
That's a manageable 2nd and 2.
That's a manageable 2nd and 2, Coach. I'll take that any day of the week. And you got to believe that this ball game, that they're going to trust the ball in the hands of Colin and Quave here.
Handoff to Hill. Looks like he's going to get enough for a first down at least.
Okay, Coach. We're going to have 1st and goal on about the 6-yard line. And I'll tell you what, Coach. I'll trust the ball in the hands of Quave and Colin with 6 yards any day of the week.
Yes, sir.
7 yards. 4 downs to get it, Coach. There's nothing to it but to do it and to get a PAT here, Coach, and win this ball game.
Booker drops the first man.
Looks like he picks up maybe a yard.
That's a tough yard, though. And
That's
good.
a tough yard by Quave. Well, I tell you what, Quave, I think, Quave bounced it out there a little bit. If he'd have stayed in tight instead of bouncing it, he might have got a little more yards than that. So looks Mr. Booker picks up a yard.
2nd and 6.
So here we go, folks. Who wants it more, the Wildcats or the Prexies? Coach Brady doesn't like what he sees.
Get a chance to talk it over here.
Give him a chance. Exactly, Coach. That's a smart timeout. Listen, you got 6 yards and 3 plays to get it in order to give yourself a chance to win this ball game. If you don't like what you see, on it, you got to call a timeout. You got to call a timeout.
Can't leave it in the tank.
No, you can't. You can't. You can't live your life in what ifs, Coach. So listen, right now, these Prexies got to reach down deep inside and win this ball game. Tell you what, Coach, there's still a lot of people here. In fact, I'm looking down on the stands and I still see my children, Layla and Ellie, 8 and 9 years old, going to Benjamin Harrison Elementary in the 2nd and 4th grade. All right, Coach. I think my heart's beating a million miles a minute.
Agreed.
So here we go. Colin Quave in the backfield.
6 yards out. Goes to Quave again. Still not much. Going forward progress is going to give him some yards there, though. Maybe 3rd and 5, 5 yards out.
3rd and 5, Coach.
2 plays to get it done.
Mitchell checks out as Noah goes to QB.
got to imagine it's going to be cornbread in space one way or another here.
So they tried to pound the ball in.
5 wide. Thompson rolls left. It's got an angle. Looks like he's just short. He is
just
1 yard short.
He is 1 yard short, Coach.
Well now.
Well now. You got to go. I don't know, Coach. What do you do here?
Hey, you're the football mind.
Coach, I don't know. Whatever you do here, Coach, it's just got to work. That's all.
I almost feel like a keep, right? You count on that one initial push. You get your interiors. Hill runs him over. He's in!
Colin Hill, baby! Colin the Hammer Hill on the touchdown!
And now,
PAT, baby!
Could it be a walk-off PAT?
Holy smokes! Folks, I don't know if you can write a better script to open the stadium than this. Here we go, Brexies!
Gonna naturally ice the kicker there.
Yeah, naturally,
on the Newark
Coach.
side. Yep.
Naturally gonna ice the kicker. Ooh, Coach, I'm out of words right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a grown man touchdown all the way around. Guys holding their blocks, you know. I think the first defender made contact with Colin short of the goal line, and he wasn't going to be denied.
He wasn't going to be denied. And once again, he's an even better young man than he is a football player.
Savion Tyler lining up for the
green shoes, baby. Let's do this, baby. All right. Stadium holds their collective breath.
Snaps up, kicks up.
And the kick's good! It's good! Good! And the Brexies win the ball game, baby! We open up the new field with an overtime win!
How about that?
Coach!
There's fireworks going off. There's about 60 kids on the kicker, Savion Tyler.
Coach, I'm in tears right now, man. What a great win. I tell you what, we won 2 ball games this year and it hasn't been easy. In the past, I watch Harding teams lose games like this. These young men, they got heart and they kept fighting and they found a way to win, Coach.
Yep.
Coach, it wasn't pretty, but it was a win.
They're not always going to be pretty, Coach.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Coach. I'm going to close with this. These boys found a way to win. They found a way to get it done. And after coming out of a 3-game non-league slate against the likes of Mount Vernon, Newark, and Jonathan Alder, I'll take a 2-1 record, Coach.
You know it. Absolutely. And now, hey, what an exciting win. Boys are going to enjoy this one. And we're back next Friday night with some MOAC action as Ontario comes to town.
Absolutely, Coach. And you know what, folks? Proud of these young men. We'll see you next week. And as always, be safe and go Brexies.
Good night, everybody.